Tremayne laughs. And today's name is brought to you by the GOAT, my GOAT personally. He deserves his flowers. SNL 50 just happened. Kenan Thompson. That's not my name.
Okay.
The AKA is my favorite character of his. Diondre Cole from What's Up With That. That's today's name.
Wait, it wasn't Principal William Baines Pimpel?
Nah.
Dang.
Deandre Cole
Or Pierre Escargot.
That's all that thing.
Yeah.
I went forward to SNL. Not to be that guy. I've gone back and watched all that. And Good Burger.
Sure.
And the new Good Burger.
Okay.
Yeah, you should just commit to SNL.
What is this that we're on again? Is this?
You're not gonna give me time.
No, dude, you
I
gotta
had to
get
explain
it
the
out.
name.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I couldn't just. Deandre Cole. And welcome to SydeCast, a show about games, people who play them. Drew's back.
Who?
We're all back.
What?
Oh, snap.
AKA not Josh.
AKA not Josh. AKA not the Honey Whistle. But how everybody doing? Me and you been out the game for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying my out the game is your fault, but I think it might have been.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out.
We were both sick.
Yeah,
So
something
we were both sick.
Yeah, how are you?
How dare you? Ron, AKA SS Steam Deck. Dude.
Oh, yeah, you copped.
What?
You're there. You have
I'm there. I got there. We got it this week.
You got it this week.
How dare we? Yeah, we got it.
Nice.
I have a buddy of mine that is in like the Discords and Reddits and bots and all that kind of stuff, and he's like, Ron, if you want one of the refurbs, they are available right now. You have to get on them right now or they'll be gone. I was like, oh, well, I don't know. He's like, just buy the thing.
So I had to pull the trigger.
Right. Well, there's, so the planets aligned and all that stuff. I had a bunch of, surprisingly, after like not having any voiceover work for like a month, I got like 12 in like a week. And I was like, okay, well, we got cash, so let's just buy it, you know?
That's fair.
So I did pick that up. Definite learning curve on that guy. I mean, it's cool. Like I just kind of I loaded some of my like Steam games that I bought and haven't played. There was like Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So the second one, which looks beautiful on that stinking Steam Deck OLED. It is gorgeous. And also the OLED is incredible. I mean, the LCD, fine, whatever. But like but for old people, I've never owned an OLED, and like my TV that's on my wall in my living room is like a 15-year-old 47-inch like LG. It's terrible looking. So like I don't know what a green screen looks like outside of like my iPhone. But looking at like the OLED on that, I'm like the rich blacks and like it is ridiculous. Anyways, so it looks really good. I have that installed. I also installed Batman Dark Knight. I know we talked about Batmobile Simulator 5.0, but I did install that.
Such a good game until they were like, hey,
Sans Batmobile.
We need you to drive the Batmobile.
Right,
You must be one with the Batmobile.
You have to use this all the time.
Yeah.
But it also functions and looks really good on the Steam Deck. So it's like, this is a good, game to play on here too. Threw a couple ROMs on there as well. Yeah, but like, I mean, it's been a couple weeks, so I've played a little bit more. I hopped on and played some more Eternal Strands. I played some more of that, which I'm still enjoying. That's just like, I don't know. It's just one of those fun, like my daughter will sit in my lap and like watch it or whatever, and like someone will come out of nowhere and then hit me or someone I didn't see it, and she'll jump or like whatever, and then it makes me jump. I'm like, oh god, I'm like, honey, do that. All right. But that one's been a lot of fun. I also finished, I finally went back and finished Halo Infinite's campaign, which I had, I hadn't, when it first came out, I got it on Game Pass, and then I got it pretty far, maybe 75% or whatever, and then just put it down.
Sure.
So like, I'm not a big fan of like the open worldness of it. Like, it's okay. Like, I guess like it's a good like way to kill time.
Sure.
If you're bored and just want to like, I'm just gonna run over here and kill this thing and whatever, that's fine. But I really wanted to finish the it's a ghost! It's the Arbiter! I really wanted to finish the story to kind of see what it was. Yeah. Cortana BS. It's always Cortana BS. But it was, it was cool. I enjoyed it. It was fine. But yeah, so lots of gaming this week. Sans Pokemon, no Pokemon. Kind of dying for it though. At this point though.
I'm not saying I came because I thought you were gonna come.
Wait, you came on Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
my
then
bad.
I had to leave anyway. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
But I was heartbroken initially.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's fine. I came Sunday too. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you play Lorcana?
I did.
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
And I did terrible, but I had a great time.
Nice. I'm still considering it. Like I'm tiptoeing the line of I don't know if I want to play this or not. So we'll see. I should probably. Josh said
so
that
fun.
he would let me, or he would come in and we would hang out and he would teach it to me. And I said that would be cool. So
Nice.
I'll give that a shot before I totally say fuck this. But
It's fun. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah. There's just so much going on, dude.
Life
There's
is
a lot.
Life. There's so much life.
Lots of TCGs is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only do 2.
Yeah, I have like a two limit myself.
Yeah.
And so there's like Pokemon and then another one that I feel like playing,
Another one.
which for me right now is Star Wars Unlimited. And
Nice.
probably will be for the foreseeable future until they stop making it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
Alright.
enjoys their own
Wow,
games.
Yeah, it's really.
But anyways,
Is
that's.
this general Star Wars hate or?
He doesn't watch any Star Wars
No.
stuff.
I've seen all the movies.
Okay.
I just don't enjoy the fandom.
Can we do this before I
Yeah.
fuck it up?
I'm also
spontaneous.
3, 2, we're gonna go and go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey!
We made it!
We did it!
I was also waiting because I was also dying up there.
Which one did I get? Oh God, this is good.
It's so good.
I'm doing my baby one too.
Yeah.
Killer Cola.
Yeah.
Flavored sparkling water. Liquid Death Killer Cola.
Yours does look like it fell off the back of the
Dog.
I don't know what. I'm sorry.
happened? You had to go.
It's
you went
obvious
to go
that
see
I
Tony.
stole the.
And Tony gave you some liquid death.
Tremayne
Off the back
needs
of the truck.
non-dented cans.
Yeah.
Remember next time.
I don't know
It
how.
looks stolen.
I obviously stole them. That's
I
all I got.
think it's just the sheer strength. I think
I
she
do.
handed it
I-
to you and you just.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was really.
Oh, I also
I
thought
felt
you
really.
meant
I felt really
Mayo.
complimented and powerful for
Oh,
like. I have to
man.
sell
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah.
That like me getting them out of the fridge. I just squeezed them.
Yeah.
With the carbonation, without popping.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
just
double
because
balance.
that's lesbian
Is
magic.
is that possible? I don't think that's possible. I don't think you can crush a can under.
I mean, she's not gonna reveal her secrets out.
I can't tell you everything.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Jeez.
That's fair.
But true.
That's fair.
Dog, you'd had Topo Chico turn.
Topo Chico.
I know that's the drink.
Oh, Topo Chico.
It's Topo Chico time.
Okay.
It is now.
Chico time.
I realized it as I said it, and I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh.
See?
See what's happening?
Yeah. I'm Drew, aka
You go raw dog.
Drew Baca. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm
There's gonna be Star Wars beef. Let there be Star Wars beef.
It's not real beef.
What would
Okay.
Star Wars beef actually be? Is it part of a like
It'd probably be Bantha. It'd probably be
yeah.
Bantha.
Bantha,
that's fair.
Yeah, that feels like the most prominent form of cow.
Yes.
Space cow.
Yeah.
Space cows.
Yeah. So, well, they actually go into that in the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing, isn't he? Like, isn't the start of the Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries? He's like a meat farmer.
Yes.
On the big. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but like all the meat's coming from some big carcass in the desert. And they're
Yep.
just
Nice.
slicing it up and chopping it into tiny steaks.
Desert caucus.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys were sick. I was sick. I got sick because my daughter licked everything in Kitchen and then
Mickey!
Yeah. and then
And then coughed on
Wait,
Dad.
I just want to make something clear. The one in the 10-year-old range.
no.
Okay. I'm saying that we
toddler.
gotta
The
talk
toddler.
about. We gotta talk about.
No. The
Okay, toddler range is licking.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair.
the preteen daughter stayed unsick and
Okay.
Nice.
also returned home unsick, but
Nice.
the toddler daughter
Not.
got sick by like our third day.
Perfect.
And
Something
then like by plane trip home was like in sick toddler mode, like just cuddle me, and I'm just gonna,
yeah.
and it's like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then we
then
all
you are.
we all
pass
got
out on
it.
the plane, yeah.
Yeah.
And so everybody had that. And
Perfect.
But yeah, we went to Disney World. The most magical. It's the most magical place on Earth now.
Okay.
And I looked into it, and I guess technically the happiest place on Earth is Disneyland.
Gotcha.
And then Disney World is the most magical place on Earth, which
Okay.
feels like somebody caveated because they knew that it wasn't going to be the happiest place on Earth anymore for people. I have played a bunch of video games. We'll start with we're gonna start with the video games. So I've been doing good. I've also picked up Eternal Strands on your recommendation. Been playing that. I really enjoy it. It's definitely got some of the jank of the games that I think that it is paying homage to. Right? When we were talking about like. You go back to some games and the controls are a little bit off.
Yeah.
This game feels that way in some ways. The world that they built's really beautiful. The character design is really beautiful. All of it's really interesting. But it feels to me when I'm playing it like a homage to like Shadow of the Colossus mixed with like some, little bit of like Beyond Good and Evil in there, and like because it's not like very precise. The controls aren't precise, and B, like it's not asking you to be precise because that combination would be a death nail for me.
Sure.
Wouldn't feel good.
But like, I mean, all the big boss fights are very Shadow of the Colossus. Like, climb the beast, find the weak points.
Right. Yeah.
I really like the like. Rip the armor off piece by piece thing that's going on, and the way that all those battles are going.
Very cool.
The characters are cool. There's some really good like little like character development story arcs that are happening there. And I think it's fun. I think it's a very worthy like not going to be my game of the year by any stretch of imagination, but it's like a very worthy play for the whatever 12 or 20 hours that it's going to be.
It's a good time killer.
Yeah.
It's also something I could play and let my daughter see.
Yeah.
Like I can't play Ninja Gaiden or something and then
Right.
We uninstalled that anyways, dude. Get off.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
We'll wait till 4 comes out and we'll put that on.
I'll go ahead. I'll play something else. It's fine.
Yeah, I brought my Steam Deck on vacation. Was prepared to play a bunch of stuff, and then that is just not the vacation to have any extra time. And I thought that at the very least, I would be getting some airplane time, but our flight down was delayed until like 11:30, and then the flight back, Risa was extremely sick, so there was no coming back.
That's when I just start kicking trash cans in the airport.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like,
I was fine. Like I don't know, that stuff just doesn't, generally speaking, like ruin my life or anything. Like it's just kind of like, all right, well, we're here, whatever. The process of getting to the gate of an airport is the kind of stuff that itches the really bad parts of my brain where I'm just like, we can just blow this whole airport up. And then they don't like it when you say that.
Right, yeah, they don't say those things out loud.
no.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they care anymore.
Yeah.
But they did.
At one point, it was a very big deal. Now,
Nobody's working there anymore. I don't know.
we're blowing it up ourselves, really.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad your plane landed.
Yes.
To be fair.
It did, I mean, for whatever, not sponsored, but we flew that new airline Breeze.
And
it was
Breeze.
Hey.
I mean, honestly, the flight itself, like cancellations, like, hey, we live in the Northeast and it's winter.
Right? For sure.
I can't really get on them about that. And so, but the plane itself was really nice. It was comfortable. It's like a budget airline, like Spirit or Frontier or anything like that. But like, you're not in a plastic seat covered in like a saran wrap. It's comfortable seats. They've got this cool thing that I haven't seen on a plane before, which is like the back of every seat. They've got the little laptop thing.
Yeah.
But the back of every seat's also got like a USB-C and a USB-A port on it, and a little thing that flaps down and like is a phone to tablet clamp.
Oh, nice.
So like instead of like where if you've ever been on like a really long flight where there's like the screen in it, it's just where that would be, but it's just your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. So it's just like, and there's
Honestly.
The flights all have free Wi-Fi on them, so they're just like, yeah, stream whatever you want, download it, and it's pretty cool. But
you can plug your hair straightener in, and then like when the lady in front of you throws her hair over it, you can straighten her hair for her while you're
right.
Yeah.
Be a pal.
Yeah, the hair straightener I bring on vacation with me.
You don't bring a hair straightener?
I don't. No. No.
It's a big oversight for you, really.
Right.
It is. Yeah, I don't know how I traveled without it. And then the last week or so, obviously we didn't do a podcast last week because we hate the algorithm.
Because of me.
And,
it was me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Screw
How dare
your
you come
algorithm.
all the way down to Disney and get me sick as well.
Right, yes.
But I did get some. I got some Turtle Strands in. Got some more Sons of the Forest in. That
Nice.
game is going really good. I'm at the part of that game where you're finding like GoPros, like around the basically on corpses.
Okay.
And
Sure.
unlocking more and more of like the lore of what's been
Gotcha.
happening, and so
You watch the GoPro videos?
yeah, you watch like the found footage videos
Right.
Okay.
that like clips all this stuff together.
Nice.
and,
Right.
It's getting weirder and fun and more fun.
Love that.
We played a session last night, so we tend to play on this group tends to play on like Wednesdays and Sundays. We played a session last night, and the suggestion was made that we get off of Discord and use the proximity chat function in the game only. And there also is a walkie-talkie. So like if you're in
Okay.
a walkie-talkie, everybody in your group can hear you talking.
Sure.
And if you don't have the walkie-talkie out, it's proximity only. Right.
Okay.
And then you see a person running.
Yeah.
Lock it up!
It had increasing effects in both stupidness to the game
Yeah.
and scariness to the game.
Right, yeah. I would
Right?
assume
So,
yeah.
like during the daytime, like we're building ramps. It's winter right now in the game,
Okay.
and so we're building ramps on the frozen lake and driving those night V's, the
Yeah.
little unicycles.
Do you have 4 now?
We have 4.
All right.
We have actually more than 4 in
Nice.
this point, just in
Wow.
case,
You can
you
open
know.
a dealership.
Yeah. We're like
Dealership.
we're like playing Tony Hawk in our base, right? But we got proximity chat on, so it's exactly that. It's like you know, and then like you'll be trying to explain something to everybody, and people get their walkie-talkies out, and they're like, "You went too far away," and
Over 9 or?
yeah. But then at nighttime,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Yeah,
Like,
the
just
isolation,
not
man.
immediately having your, but like, because you can't have the walkie-talkie, like, and the shotgun out, or the bow and arrow and
Oh,
everything. So,
man.
like, some forest mutants come out of nowhere, and you got to put your walkie-talkie away, and I can't hear your friends anymore. And,
I feel like you should be able to do both, but it also comes with the stipulation with if they talk and you're close to something, it'll alert them because they'll hear your talking.
Yeah. There does appear to be that, like, a noise mechanic. I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure, like, whether or not the walkie-talkie is functioning in that as well.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But like you can have it and like the pistol out at the
Okay.
same time. So I was like night V'ing with like the walkie-talkie and the pistol out and trying to do that. But man, like I mean, you're going through the forest, and 2 of the 4 of us also turned nameplates off.
Oh.
I did not. I
Oh,
was like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
Oh,
doing
that's
that.
wild.
Yeah.
Like I do
That's
not
wild.
like. Yeah, we're not doing
I
that
have to
portion
let
of
you
it.
know where my friends are.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Especially because like we're at the game now, like our characters are fully immersed in like the shit of this island,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like half of our armor is also like the bones of people that we've killed and
Right,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Right.
Which is exactly what the cannibals look like when you first get on the
Oh my
island.
God.
And so like without a nameplate, like your buddy walking up to you in a flesh mask.
Is it
you're just
you?
like,
Is it
"Ah,
you?
I'm gonna
Is it you?"
die."
Yeah.
So I mean, we have friendly fire turned off, so
What's
it's
the
just a waste
password?
of ammo. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's that game is really good. It really is. Not casual.
Yeah.
But like, if you got 4 people to play poop your pants with, it's really good. And then this week picked up Heroes of Hammerwatch in. Just kind of like a random recommend. It was like $6 on
Yeah, yeah.
Steam, and I was and a few people that I play games with were like, "Yeah, it's good. You should try it."
Yeah.
It's a roguelite, dungeon crawler,
Okay.
heavily based around like kind of bullet hellish mechanics inside of the dungeon,
Okay.
and then like trope fantasy characters. So
Sure.
like rogue, wizard, ranger,
Okay.
you know, sorcerer, all that jazz, right? So you have your like team makeup. It's multiplayer. You go down into the mines. You see how far you can, or you go into the mines and then escalate up and see how high up you can get. And then you eventually die and go back to your town, and like all the improvements you made to your town persist, but your character, character has their level and none of the gear, right? That you got during the run. And it's just cool. It's got all the number goes up thing, you know, and you get more and more powerful, and you know, and
number
you
get
know,
big.
yeah. But it just scratches all the fun itches of that. Yeah. It's not like overly difficult, but like every other roguelike, like you hit a wall.
Right, yeah.
Right? And then there's a few runs where you hit that wall. Then you clear that wall and you make it like exponentially further.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're invincible. And it's like, bam, wall.
Here's
and
my
like,
wall
oh,
again.
okay.
Yeah.
And they've got all that timing and pacing in the game really, really good, right?
Nice.
I feel like that's what a lot of roguelikes for me die on is like
the pacing.
The pacing, right? Like if it's too easy, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But if it's too hard, you know, I got like 5 headbutts against a wall before I'm like, hey, this is like life now.
Right.
You know, I'm like, I want to feel like I'm getting better. And
you got
like,
the Zelda floating hearts above your head, and you're just like,
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And shut
Popping
it
them
off.
like balloons.
Yeah. You know, Hades did that extremely well. Like Hades had the difficulty ramp up in those walls in like all the right places for me.
I was playing Dead Cells too, which is like that too.
Dead Cells is like that too. Dead Cells eventually I felt like got really, really hard.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to get better and I just can't. You know, it's like,
Your ceiling was not high enough.
Yeah, my ceiling was not high
Got
enough. But Dead Cells is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That game is so good. Yeah, and then we went to Disney. We can talk about that in a little bit. Or
Topo-chino time?
Yeah, Topo-chino time.
Topolino.
Topo-chino time.
Topo Chico time.
Topo Chico time, yeah. Funny enough, just on the side of that, I had no idea what Topo Chico was until like Saturday.
Oh, really?
Really?
For real, I had no idea what Topo Chico. So it's so weird the way the universe works. Like I eat a lot of Mexican food, go to a lot of like places like that, right? And
I don't
like,
know what Topo Chico is.
It's sparkling water.
It's sparkling water.
It's Mexican sparkling water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
As a consumer of everything with bubbles,
Gotcha.
I'm very familiar with Topo
Gotcha.
Chico.
It is apparently phenomenal.
Okay.
I ordered an horchata. My buddy Josh, not the Josh, but another Josh. There's a million one Joshes up here in
Josh
Ohio.
too.
Yeah.
It's a Josh every place.
Huh?
It's a Josh every place.
There's a Josh every place. Who our families went out and ate dinner together, and he was like, "Ooh, horchata," and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have an horchata and a Topo Chico," and I was like, "What's a Topo Chico?" And he was like, "It's Mexican water," and then I was like, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
It's a
spicy
it's
water.
crazy that,
Crazy
like,
how the world works.
crazy how the world works. Like
Universe.
That's so funny.
That would have meant nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like more than 48 hours ago.
It would have been like,
And
it literally meant nothing.
yeah.
I just thought you said it wrong.
Well, I did.
Right,
But
right.
I committed.
Yeah.
Right.
Committed a bit.
Yeah, I went through a period of time where like I was just trying every bubble water imaginable, and I was just like,
Fridge is full of bubble
yeah,
water.
like you have no idea. It's ridiculous.
It's bathing in
Yeah,
bubble water.
No, it's still like that.
Yeah.
No, my
Yeah.
fridge is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just have a
But
separate fridge.
It's like several. It's like some refined down brands at this point. Right.
I am curious, what are your preferences?
Someone comes over to your house and then they walk in and they walk to the fridge. No, they're not that fridge. Use this fridge. This fridge. What's that fridge? Don't open it. Just don't worry about it.
And then they sneak a peek and it's just all sparkling water.
So
Anyways.
yes, that is correct. Basically, my entire fridge is sparkling water and some food. So to answer your question, it's this.
Okay.
This is not water, so that doesn't count. But there's a lot of Red Bull. So
been
it's
through
Liquid
that.
Death, Red Bull, and Spindrift is the primary choice in our house.
I've never actually had a spin. I have bubbly, Liquid Death,
Bubbly's a good backup for me.
LaCroix. I don't like LaCroix.
You mean LaCroix?
LaCroix. It just
It's
the
not
flavors
good.
aren't good to me.
It's not good. I drink it anyway.
I'm not
This is the only one I've liked so far. I
Yeah.
haven't liked any other sparkling water.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've started replacing.
There's a
like,
difference between
soda with
acquired
them.
and not good, but yeah.
I've used sparkling water as a crutch to cut back on soda.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yep.
That's my replacement.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Oh yeah.
interrupted.
So yeah, me. I'm Rachel. I have 4,000 Spindrifts in my fridge.
AKA Spin.
AKA Spindrift. AKA Spindrift. No.
AKA Spindrift 4K.
Nice.
Dog?
That's yeah.
Write
That
that down.
AKA. I'm also gonna drop you AKA the Rooch /Ruchel/Roochington.
Okay, that was 4.
The Rooch/Roochington.
Roochington.
Okay,
is
all
hard.
right.
ROOCH.
Okay.
There is a story to that, but I just want you to guess roughly when that might be from.
Got
Yeah.
college.
Yeah, you got
Okay,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Which I have no idea when anybody other than myself was in college,
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
I
early
don't
2000s,
remember when
so
I was in
fucking
college.
whatever.
Ultimate Frisbee to play?
Huh? Ultimate Frisbee? No. Not that.
It
No.
does, in fairness, though,
It feels Ultimate Frisbee.
there is somebody who had that same nickname in the Ultimate Frisbee scene at a college somewhere.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Are you sure?
4.
I'm
bet-
pretty positive that the
we'll bet
Rooch
real money.
is on someone's Ultimate Frisbee scene.
Probably,
For
yeah.
sure.
It
Yeah.
was actually Kluba and the Rooch because my friend, the very quick context is me and my friend were sitting on a park bench, a guy who could vaguely remember who we were.
Mm-hmm.
Our names are Clara and Rachel. This guy had smoked some fun stuff
Okay.
and couldn't remember our names and called us Kluba and the Rooch in front of 2 other people, and it became my name for 4 years.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean,
Kluba and the Rooch.
Kluba and the
It
Rooch.
sounds like a really
It
good
sound like-
band.
And it got sung to
It
the
sound
tune
like
of Benny and the
swimming.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kluba in the Rooch.
You got it. So yes, that's there you go.
Now it's stuck in my
I think
head.
that guy knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
I don't think it had anything to do with anything else.
These guys don't think I remember their names. Watch this.
Watch this shit.
I'm gonna make them who they are.
And the Rooch.
About how he said it, actually.
Morty.
Yeah.
Morty.
Listen,
Kluba and the Rooch.
this week, past couple weeks, I guess. Actually, I finished Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Ooh.
Nice.
88% complete, which I was very happy with. So
Did you still finish it on easy or did you bump up the?
No, I left it as is.
Okay.
I put it
Or
on
not
like
easy, but
the
normal.
normal,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and it was great. It was plenty challenging for me. It was a great game, new style in terms of I don't play a ton of survival mechanic stuff. I mean, I like it. I enjoyed it. Man, when they really start you with nothing, they start you with nothing. Like that game is like, hey, you just fell off a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
Make a bow out of a rabbit's hide and whatever. Good luck.
Yeah.
Break your own leg.
Yeah.
Fashion a bow.
Use your own femur as a weapon.
And it was a good story. I enjoyed it. Had a ton of fun playing it. So then I downloaded the next one, of course, which is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I have a soapbox for like a second about that, which is that. So if you don't, thank you very much. Let me stand upon it. Thank you. Okay, so story of Shadow of the Tomb Raider or Rise of the Tomb Raider. If you've never played it, is there's a thing that called the Divine Source, and it's hidden away in a hidden city.
Yeah.
And you need to go find it.
Yes.
Source.
Yes.
Yes.
And so you go and you find it. Spoiler alert.
It's not the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail. just
Dang
to
it.
be clear.
This is where I'm going.
Yeah.
Lady Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Which I know that. I know
sure.
that for sure.
Yeah.
But when I tell you that they copy paste into the next game, I mean literally it is hidden artifact that Laura found. Oops, I lost it in an altercation and Badman took it and now I have to go to the hidden city to get it back and the other thing that's also hidden. Like it's just so funny to me. I forgot how much these games are. I mean, it's Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's just so funny. And I was like, turn it on, and Sammy looked at me and she goes, "Is this
Playing this
game?
again?
Is this game we just? This is game we just played, right? This is game we just played." And I was like, but yeah. The mechanics are way better.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
The gameplay already, like in the first hour, like 2 hours that I've given it just to kick it off. Are, I mean, great, fun adventure. I'm gonna play it. Like, I'm not pretending like I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, God damn it again. And it's fine. But it was just one of those things that I was like, oh, right. This is that we copy and paste these. I forgot, which is
also
okay.
remember, they didn't make them to play them back to back.
Right.
No, that's true.
They released one, you forgot about it, you played another one 2 or 3 years later.
That is a very good point.
Yeah,
you know,
fair, actually.
Because Shadow is 2018 and Rise is 2016, so you know, 2 years apart for sure. But it was just funny. It just gave me one of those. Right. I forgot about that.
Speaking of Indiana Jones, I do want to check that game out too.
Yeah,
I did.
Sure.
I forgot to say that. I'm not very far at all, but
Okay.
I watched my buddy B play it, start it,
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, Jesus, this looks amazing." I mean,
it just seems like one of those cinema type movies. Like you're movie.
Yeah.
You're playing a movie.
I mean, like 5 minutes in, you're punching a Nazi, so that just kind of felt good for right
good.
now.
I am feeling good for that right now.
Give me the T-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, and just the ray tracing in that game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oof. So yeah, I'll report
ray
back more
tracing.
when I have time to like sit down and do it. But,
Awesome. Put headphones on and all that.
Yeah.
Other games were further along in Brothership, which has
Nice.
which is cool. It's a very cool game. We've not found any new mustaches to don.
Oh.
You do find supplements to increase your stash power, which
Creatine.
It's sure.
Beta-
No, I have no
carotene.
idea.
Just Mario and Luigi just like
Fucking eating protein powder.
Luigi.
Anyway, so you find supplements.
Yes, right. And I do.
They fail a PEDS test right before the final boss.
Oh God,
You can't enter unless you piss clean.
They're gonna know. They're not gonna know. They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They know every time. Total their fucking PO off.
So, anyway, what the fuck was I talking about?
I'm sorry. You said supplement and it set me off.
You said supplements to increase your stash power.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to retract what I said before, which is Luigi has superior stash power.
Oh.
At a base,
Well, they had to give him
base
something.
level, they had to give him something.
Gotta give him something.
I mean, outside of his height.
Yeah.
And Rosalina. Or Daisy. Is Daisy or
It's
Rosalina
Daisy.
his?
It's Daisy.
I mean, neither of them are his.
Well,
Yeah,
Right.
just to be fair.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi
the
do not
romantic
own.
interest for Luigi.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is Daisy.
So that's, it's it's a formulaic game. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun for me to watch because it's a little bit different than some of the Paper Mario mechanics, but it's Paper Mario,
Yes.
Copy
Is it
pasta.
aesthetically Paper Mario? Because I haven't booted it yet. Just to be fair.
Somewhat.
Okay.
It's not legitimately paper,
Right.
but they feel 3D. It's 3D-ish, but it's
Mario
not
RPG.
Yes, it's more Mario RPG than true Paper
Okay.
Mario.
Okay.
But the story, although I will say this story is fucking weird.
Yeah. well,
Everybody is
Every
on the
Mario
planet
story
is
is
their faces are sockets.
Like electrical sockets?
Yes, or or they are plugs.
Okay.
And
Interesting. The innuendos in a Mario game.
Are these plug people supplying these supplements? That's my question.
no, they are providing electricity to the trees that need to. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
It was just a question.
Yeah.
Y'all reading too much into it. I'm just trying to figure out the story. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
Luigi, you gotta go down to the side corner over here.
And you just doing that reminded me of my favorite thing that has happened so far in the game, which is that when there's dialogue for Luigi and Mario, they just mumble things that sound vaguely Italian. It's not. It's not. Yes. Literally.
Nice, perfect.
Literally that.
So they aren't speaking English.
All right. No.
My brain is skipping, but Martinson, right? Was Mario for 30?
The original, yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know his name. I can see his face.
Yeah. Not Italian,
Not
just to
at
be very clear.
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't let him go. They made him the Mario a Nintendo ambassador for Mario or whatever. But whatever that was.
Honey, I'm the Mario bastard.
Well, right before the Mario movie came out,
Okay.
Yeah.
they like did this whole thing. Martinet.
I don't know.
God, oh
Somebody
man,
gets
I'm
in that
so
word.
mad at myself right now. Jamie. Yeah.
Go, Jamie, go. Jamie.
Martinet. I think it's Martinet. But anyway,
Charles Martinet.
there we go. Charles. All right, I had most of it correct.
All
Right, yeah. Charles
We
Marriott.
got there, and that's what matters.
Yeah. So thank you very much. My brain was not gonna let that go.
Nope.
You are right.
No.
Yeah. We made it.
Yeah, so
right.
so they right before the Chris Pratt Mario voicing of Mario movie came out, he came out and he was like, "Hey, it's not going to be me. I'm not Mario in the movie,
Right.
and I'm not going to be voicing Mario in the video games anymore either. I'm a Nintendo ambassador for Mario now." And I think like his Twitter bio says that and all that sort of
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And they still bring him out and do stuff. And then he was in the Mario movie. He's he's the jump man equivalent
Oh,
in
okay.
the pizzeria that they
Okay.
run into.
Yes.
And like
He didn't do their voice on that commercial, right?
huh?
That was still them just doing an obnoxious Italian voice.
That was them.
That was that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But you're telling me now the solution in my brain, it was like, okay, this is their way to finally distance themselves just a little bit from the fact that like
No.
Mario's
Not
at least casually racist,
Right,
right?
yeah,
Like,
No,
yeah.
they
I'm
fully leaned in. Like,
and-
I mean,
okay.
they're fully leaned in. They're just like, let's make it nonsense.
Okay.
Something.
You thought they took steps
Other
forward.
than the words
They
like
took
what,
2 steps back.
gabagool or something.
Yeah,
Right.
like it's literally like, and I'm like,
Oh, great.
okay. Okay,
Perfect. And they do like extreme close-ups and they're just going like this.
All right, very
The next
fast.
step, yes. Yeah.
I saw that for the first time and I went, what the fuck? And Sammy was like, I don't know.
No, she should have turned to you and gone like,
I'm
you don't
just
understand?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, you should see a
You
doctor.
should know. You should
What's
know.
going on with your hearing, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah. Am I?
She just has a mustache on.
She's turning around slowly and she's just got a mustache.
You have now entered a nightmare space.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, and then my final piece of news that is very exciting, and I was getting like itchy hearing you talk, is that I bought a Steam Deck.
Nice.
Yes.
Fuck.
I
Shit. OLED.
yeah.
Good. What? You don't have one?
I don't have an OLED.
Oh.
No, I
I don't
don't.
have
You
a
just told
Steam
me to
Deck
get
at all.
one. Got it.
Yeah. No.
Well, I've heard they made plenty of updates to the LCD that makes the contrast better, and it sounds. I mean, it's comparable. Anyways,
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I bought that on Friday, and I'm very excited because that will mean
To
my
buy us.
portfolio access is complete, more
Big
or
time.
less.
Big time.
So
Hey.
I'm very excited for that.
so did you get it on Sunday?
Friday.
You got it on Friday. Well, where'd you get it from?
I ordered it from the website on Friday.
I mean, when did it get to your house?
No, it hasn't arrived at my house. I
Oh,
ordered it
Bought it
on
on
Friday.
Friday.
I bought it on
Gotcha,
Friday.
gotcha.
It'll probably be
Be here tomorrow, probably.
Yeah.
I
it's 2 days.
gotta it's weird.
really fast.
The shipping, the
Comes from,
shipping
like, Illinois,
notification. Oh, okay, then
Yeah.
that's what I got a
Yeah.
notification for on one of my
Actually,
apps.
Gabe Newell delivers it to your house.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
directly.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I saw the
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah, he shook
Okay.
my hand.
I can take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool,
Mhm.
cool. Yeah.
You didn't see
There's a
that.
hashtag
Did you
when
guys
you get
see
there.
like the first like 100 or whatever of them?
Oh, he
Oh, did he
fucking
really?
Flew around the country.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
So I'm very excited.
Very
That is
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but maybe not that expensive.
But yeah, so that's the exciting piece of news from my
Awesome.
corner. As I'm super stoked.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a
That's it.
Steam library at all? Like, do you, you
This
don't
is
play
my
any Steam? This is your first?
No.
This
Okay.
is my
Okay.
first
Okay.
entry point
That's
into
interesting.
any
Nice.
of it. So
I will be interested to see your take on that because
Yeah.
you're actually the second, my wife being the other one, but like you're the one of the only people that I know that like is getting a Steam Deck to get into PC
Right, yeah.
gaming, right?
yeah.
Where like
We have libraries. And
yeah, I had a
it's
massive
it's
Steam
another
library, and
access
it was
point.
just like, okay, cool, now I can play that everywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
And my wife was just like, I want to be able to play Harry Potter, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it, and then you can play it on the Steam Deck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really cool about the Steam Deck, which I look forward to eventually, is like when you have a more powerful machine, you can run higher quality games on your machine and stream it to your Steam Deck.
Right.
So like if you want to play something like God of War or something, you can run it on your computer, stream it to your Steam Deck, and then you get like 6 hours of battery life because it's only doing a video feed, you know, instead of running all the processing power and doing all that stuff.
Well, there's also the docking for television, which is what I imagine will happen a fair amount of time.
Sure. Yeah. Did you buy the dock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So because
I have both an official and an unofficial dock.
I got an unofficial.
There's no difference.
Yeah, that's what one of my friends is a big Steam, big PC Steam.
Even Valve is like,
just letting you know, it's huge.
Yeah.
Like I kept looking at videos. I'm like, it's fine. It's not that big. And then I open. I'm like, shit.
Oh no, I know.
I mean, I love it, but like, you know, it's still comfortable.
My friend,
it's very light.
Yeah, my friend who talked me into like exploring it as an option stays with us like a couple times a year, and Jessie. Yeah. And she was like, has been at my house. With the Steam Deck.
You've handled the thing.
I've tinkered with it a little bit.
It was the first time I've seen it, so it was a shock.
No, I would imagine so, because when she pulled it, like to your point, when she pulled it out of the case, I was like, holy fuck, you know, like that's big. But yeah.
Can you fly with that thing?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's a computer.
Yeah, it's a computer. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That's very cool. I'm excited for you. I really want to see like what that experience is like for you. And you're getting ready to go into your first. You're gonna get it, and then like have a month before your first Steam sale. So
yeah, that's gonna be sick. Steam sales are fun.
That'll be fun for you.
Yeah.
I will say the Steam OS and all that, like that side of it is like, it's very fluid. It works really good. I mean, that's the main reason most people get Steam Decks to begin with, just because the platform just works so well with itself. Now, like going in and like trying to do like emulation and all of that stuff, like.
That's Linux.
It's Linux. Right. So you're using the desktop side. I know it's not SteamOS, but like if you're like looking into that, it is not as easy as the SteamOS side. Like, but yeah, they still make a lot of cool tools and stuff to do it. Because I installed Ristar, which I talked about, that Sega game, which was the little star guy that my cousin and I used to play when we were kids. And I was just like, I just want to see how bad this was. It's bad. But like we enjoyed it when we were kids, so I was gonna play it for a bit. But like that stuff works really good.
Yeah, cool.
So.
Yeah, you do not have to be finicky to enjoy a Steam Deck.
Right.
And I have a few friends that disagree with that wholeheartedly. Like they're like, no, you got to be finicky to Steam Deck. I don't think so. Like the Steam library is gigantic.
Yeah, you got plenty of games.
You have plenty of games, and the Steam OS like runs on it and downloads stuff, and like there's no finicking necessary.
Right. Yeah.
You can finick if you were like, oh, okay, what I really want is for this game to look like shit and to be able to play it for 16 hours straight on my Steam Deck. You can go in and mess with those things, but like,
you just want frame rate at 45.
Yeah, but you can just open it, play games on Steam, and have no problems whatsoever. Like it's not really any more finicky than any other console experience nowadays, anyway, right?
Yeah, and that's all I'm looking for.
Perfect.
So.
But then there's the sky is the limit if you want to get finicky, right? If you want to sideload 1,000,000,001 things onto it, if you want to be like, hey, can I play WoW on this? You're like, yes, you can.
Right.
In the hospital.
My next goal is to get the Xbox Cloud on it, because I know you can do Xbox Cloud stuff on it too.
That's the extent of the finicky that I like say like you should do.
Yeah.
Microsoft.
Once you set it up, it's easy.
Once you set it up, it's done. You actually still even launch that from Steam.
Yeah.
It's just basically building a custom game that you launch in Steam, and then it just works.
Yeah.
But it's
then you can play Game Pass stuff too.
Then you can play all your Game Pass stuff on there, and the steps and the guide through that they have is like really straightforward.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just hook up a keyboard.
Cool.
When you do it.
Yeah.
So
anywho, Steam Decks all around.
Steam Decks all around.
Tremaine, you want to tell us about your week?
We'll figure that out. We'll figure out the Tremaine Steam Deck. Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Your boy has been playing Forza, and almost only Forza, for almost kind of a selfish reason. Let me explain.
Which Forza?
5.
Okay.
The most recent.
Okay.
Is that besides Motorsport?
Okay.
So
is Forza
Horizon
5 Horizon? Okay.
And then there's Forza Motorsport.
Names. Okay.
Those are the two most recent, I believe.
Okay.
I started playing it. I played it before.
Yeah.
a while ago when it first came out. And then the Super Bowl halftime show happened. And I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I was like, what's the odds that GNX is in Forza 5? Oh, shit. So I'm like, oh, it is right there. And it's a kind of decent car. Bye. And then it was like, come for this, stay for everything else.
Yeah.
So like, I haven't played in a really long time and I genuinely, it's so good.
It is.
It just feels good.
It feels so nice. And I had so many cars because when it first came out, there was that like big glitch where there was like that really long race. You could just have the game run for you. And you could just have it repeat over and over and over again.
Nice.
So I did that before they patched it. So I have like a bunch of cars, but I didn't really play the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now I'm playing the game with my bajillion cars.
Yeah.
So I'm having a good time. But that's all I've really
That's it.
There's a lot there, though.
Well, I was sick.
Yeah.
And I was like deep sick, so I like didn't touch my video game sick.
Yeah. What?
And then I finally got back into the swing of
Did you guys
things.
like
and
kiss or something?
what did I do? It's starting to feel.
What did I do?
Because he was sick, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm sick," and like, so am fucking I, Ron.
Well, you should. I mean, you have to assume that I think I'm just perpetually sick because we have kids.
Well, yeah, I
So
assume
There's
it's
also
just-
definitely
I
that.
assume
Like,
it was true.
yeah, it is what it is.
Can't be mad.
Welcome to the world
Can't be
of
mad.
children.
I gotta start taking my vitamin.
Take your vitamins.
But nothing too crazy going on with me besides the flu. Enjoyed some Pokemon Saturday. Just unfortunately had to leave early. But Lorcana though, dog. I was in the thick of it.
I saw you.
And I had a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't understand what the fuck I was playing.
You're questing for lore while your ink dried.
Yeah, sure. You right.
I'm questing for lore while my ink dries.
I didn't know. John gave me a quick little synopsis of the deck he gave me.
Yeah.
And was like,
I saw him do that too, and I was like, oh boy.
I was like, yikes.
Did he give you Amber Steel?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was fun. But like,
No, it's a good deck.
fuck Daisy, for real, for real. I've never been shot in the foot by myself so many times. It was like, I'm gonna quest Daisy. Oh, activate Daisy. Oh, Gantu, I needed that. I was like, fuck.
It's always Gantu.
Damn it.
Yeah. No, that card is
It's a bitch.
it's a
for
double
real.
edged. Yeah, it's a double edged sword in my
Yikes.
opinion. People run it so much, and I am always just like,
It's
are
a
you?
man?
I get it. But I'm also like, is this really
What's it
the
do?
bet? So
Quests?
yeah, no, you got it.
I can explain Lorcana.
He can do it.
So essentially, when you quest her,
Yeah.
it activates a skill or whatever you want to call it, where your opponent draws the top card, and if it's a character, they keep it, and if it's not a character, they put it at the bottom of the deck.
Okay, so it buries their songs
So it
and their
buries-
events and their items and all
But
that
it
sort of
gives
stuff.
them a character.
But if they're running a character heavy deck, you are 10-1
Yeah.
and giving them an advantage.
Okay. And what's
Gotcha.
it quest for?
2.
Okay. Okay. So.
And it's a 1/4
Okay.
on its stats. So I mean, it's also kind of difficult to get rid of because it's a turn 1 card.
Yeah.
Right.
So like
Turn 1 quest, and so the negative is.
and so the negative is of course then you can put it in.
The negative is also a positive. You just have to determine whether or not what you're playing against.
Yeah.
if it's advantageous for you to
Yeah,
do it or
because
not.
you're
Right.
milling you're milling the stuff that they may really want towards the bottom of their deck.
Absolutely. If
If
you're playing a ramp deck and you're milling somebody's items or they're then great.
right.
But if you're playing another aggro deck,
Yeah.
you're just putting cards in their hand,
Yeah.
right? And so it's
In a game
shiny.
where
Ooh,
getting
shiny.
cards into your hand is legitimately difficult.
yes, correct. And so that's it's
So it's
So
It was
yeah,
a
no
strat.
Daisy.
in this format. I do get why it's in the deck.
Yeah.
I understand it, but it is so often that first turn that I'm always just like, okay,
Yeah.
like
risky for the
go.
okie dokie. Like when I'm playing against it, I'm like, you're gonna give me cards
Yeah.
for a minute.
You gonna quest that? You gonna quest
You're
that?
gonna quest
I
that?
think you should.
You think you should?
Yeah, quest that, please.
And as being a new player, people kind of like,
Perfect. Thank you.
yeah, feel free to quest that.
Yeah.
Don't,
Go ahead.
don't worry about it. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But you
Okay,
had
we'll quest
fun.
it. Oh,
I
God,
had a
thank you.
blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I don't want to say it's easier than Pokemon.
Oh,
It's
no,
not.
it is. No. I feel like it is.
I politely disagree.
Okay.
As a Pokemon player.
That's fair.
As someone that's never played Dex or a Lorcana game, yeah, it's gonna be harder there. Like it, I don't know. I feel like when you know it, it's simpler because there's so many less lines.
Anecdotally, Lorcana players that I introduce into Pokemon have universally said that Pokemon is more difficult than Lorcana.
That's my personal feeling.
Well, I mean, there's no deck search. There's barely any deck search in Lorcana, so like you're rarely ever like going to get cards.
There's no deck search. There's digging.
Right.
Like it's not like you can't go. I want these.
Right. Yeah.
You can go. I really hope this is the thing I want.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not.
There's no.
Shoot.
Yeah. Pokemon's filled with tutoring.
Yeah.
And especially right now.
I guess that's fair. Speaking as a person who learned from like Pokemon people how to play Pokemon first.
Yeah.
I learned from Pokemon people.
I mean,
what do Pokemon people look like, dude? Pika Pika!
Black and kind of heavy set. Black and kind of heavy set. I don't know. Those are my Pokemon people. I don't know about your story.
I don't know any Pokemon people.
That's speaking from my experience.
I mean, I know we didn't write it down, but I mean, what'd you think about the results from EUIC this weekend?
Oh,
did you not watch?
Yeah, no.
I'm
not a Pokemon ingester.
Cloth. EUIC.
Oh, well, time to retire. So I'll be here every Sunday now.
Right.
No more Saturdays.
Cloth one EUIC. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Top 8, there was a Goldango. Top 8. There was 2 Snorlax. Glad both of them went down.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I need to see more of that.
Yeah.
Here's what's fun about Pokemon. And as much as it disgusts me, top 8 changes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's wild.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't any Snorlax in like the last 2,
No.
right? No. And definitely wasn't.
But there was a ton of Dragon
I think
Ball.
Cloth being in there is rad. Cloth is
everybody was. They were willing that to get there the last few.
Cloth is a meme deck.
Yep. But it's also gone in April.
Yeah.
It loses half of its cards. Yeah.
It's a meme deck.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it making it only further supports people that want to like cook. You don't think so?
You're right.
I love that.
That's the problem.
Cloth was fun. I loved Cloth because it was super combo heavy.
Yeah.
It's a type of cooking I don't enjoy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like, so what happened in the finals at least, like he donked her the first game and then she won the second game. Because again, if Dragapult gets set up, Dragapult's going to win.
Yeah.
But he donked her the first game, donked her the third game.
Yeah. Peck run.
Yeah, right. So it was like, like it was definitely a crappy finals to watch. Like it stuck.
Yeah.
But it was cool seeing Cloth. I mean, he went 12 and 0-1 or something like that, or 12 and 0-2.
I'm assuming the Pecker up thing happened multiple times.
No, the first one was something else.
Well, I mean, throughout his run.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Pecker,
but again,
got
like
him there.
Like I was looking at like some of the chat that was going on in the stream or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, it's just luck. It's all luck." I'm like, dude, like he started a Rangaroo in the active, which got him literally everything he needed.
Yeah.
Like it's not that complicated. Like it seems complicated, but it's not because it's a Rangaroo searches for 2 tools. You acquire Ancient Booster. You acquire 4 Sealstone. You attach 4 Sealstone. You use 4 Sealstone. You get the Precious Trolley, and then you get everything you need. And as long as nothing's prized,
you're gonna be all right.
You're gonna cook them, and that's just what happens.
I love that you said it.
I just don't like people saying that it's all luck. I'm like, it's not actually.
I honestly think that I really, really believe in Pokemon. Like, yes, like with the prize card mechanic, there is the luck of just sometimes those prize cards
are gonna fuck you.
If you prize the Precious Trolley, you're not doing it. If you prize the Latias,
forget it. Right.
Yeah. Well,
that happens.
You can go heavy ball if you tech for it.
Did they reprint Heavy Boy?
No.
Nah, that's gonna stink.
That's not good.
We never know. There could be a supporter or something that.
Yeah, I mean a supporter or like we'll see what comes out with like ZA, right? If there's like a whatever heavy ball from that they just replace this with. Or,
when is
if
you want to say, I don't know,
Zah.
but when is like the pre-release for Journey Together? Or you could tell me after.
The 15th and 16th. Yeah.
I'm gonna do both of them.
Yeah.
That is an important thing.
Midnight on the 15th and
Midnight on the
4?
15th and
Noon?
noon
One?
and 1.
Yeah, 1 on.
1 on the 16th. Even our pre-release allocation is low.
Crap.
So I think I'll have
That's not good.
30 pre-release kits based on what I got. So
That's rough. So come on Friday.
yeah. I mean, if Friday's like a 15er personer, we'll be able to run Saturday.
Yeah.
If not, we'll just run. So it's woof, man, I gotta say, like, I got some rough news from the Pokemon Company today, and I had a really long email from a customer today they were very thankful of the experience that they had with us, but they just I feel like they just kind of needed somebody to talk to, of like what it was like, their experience. Like they bought a bunch of, they walked into a Target, saw a bunch of stuff on the shelf, went and got it, right? And it was like Shrouded Fables and all this sort of stuff. And it had all been resealed product. So like somebody had returned it or gotten it back into Targets, and they had opened it all and resealed it. They took it just stinks. That situation stinks, I feel like the core community and everybody who's been in Pokemon for a really long time is really trying to keep the things positive right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that's asking people that are not profiting off of this endeavor to keep things afloat for you.
Right.
And so I hope that something breaks here soon, because especially in the player community and in the the legit long-term collectors community, neither one of those communities are in a good place right now.
Right.
And they're being crowded by some toxic stuff that really stinks. And as a store, Pokemon singles have never moved faster and all that fun stuff.
Gosh,
and there's all this stuff to say, right? But on the flip side of it, it's also just this near mint card's not really near mint, and it's it's like, oh man, here's the links to what near mint means. That tiny edge ding on the corner that you had to zoom in your phone all the way to does still make the card near mint. It's not a PSA 10.
Yeah.
But that's not what I said I was selling to you.
Yes.
There's no surface
PSA
scratches. The edges are not peeling in any way, shape, or form. That card is clearly pulled out of a pack that was in decent condition and
put in a sleeve and put on this.
I mean, not that it doesn't happen. It's obviously going to happen. We're absolutely going to miss cards and things like that. And so, but the amount of times right now where it's no picture, no anything, and it's my card's damaged, I want a refund.
Right.
And I'm damaged? Can you please send a picture? No, I don't want to send a picture. And I'm well, then I can't refund your card. I can't refund a damaged card without a a picture, and that's going on a bunch, and and I know what it is. They're pooling to find 10s.
Right. Yeah.
They're not getting them, and they just want to buy the card once, technically speaking.
Yeah.
And they're worried that we're so worried about a 99 or 100% that any negative thing will just be okay, fine, I'll give you the $15, $20. But when that's happening at scale, because that is honestly please don't do this to us, but that is the way we used to handle it, right? It was so infrequent that it was just whatever, just offer them a refund. I want them to have a good customer experience, right? And we want to keep the percentage up, but with so many people doing it, this is not to say anybody that's interacted with us on TCG Player, if you send us a picture of the damage, even if we do or don't agree, even if we don't agree, right? Even if we don't agree that that card's not near mint, our offer is always hey, send the card back to us, we'll fully refund it. We want the card back because you're saying you don't feel like that's a near mint card. We do. That's fine. Right? We'll give you the shipping and everything back.
Right.
I'm not talking about that in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
I am talking about the my cards are damaged, I'm not going to prove it to you.
Right.
Okay, well then I'm not going to refund you.
Okay, you send it back. No, I'm going to keep it. You give me the money back.
Yeah. Or you give me the money back and then I'll send you your cards back. No, I'm definitely not going to do that either.
Right,
Like, you know, because like we're not a big enough. It doesn't matter how big the endeavor is.
Right,
If you do that enough at large scale, you're going to hurt local game stores.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's us or some of the bigger people in the market. Like
Yeah.
that just means they're moving more cards, and if it's happening at the same percentage. And I know that it is, and that stinks. Like, and everybody's navigating that right now, and so it's a bummer. I hate hearing like people having these bad experiences at GameStop or Target or whatever.
Yeah.
And actually, I've said Target twice here, but Target seems to be like the only box store that's trying their hardest, right? They do technically have a store policy where you cannot return TCG cards there, and they are limiting it. Not even like 2 of each thing, just like straight up. Two things.
Yeah.
It's just like you get 2 Pokemon things.
Yep.
Right.
Like whatever they are, if you get 2 packs, great. That's your 2 things, right? Like,
have fun.
And you have to be scanned by AI.
Yeah.
Right.
I think people are finding their way around it, probably through self-checkout and all that sort of stuff. But at least they're trying from a big boxer standpoint. But
We mean self-checkout doesn't work. That doesn't work. If you do that, it knows.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. And then they send the Target.
Definitely that.
Yeah. The Target, please come for it. But yeah, I mean, I think that landscape is kind of unfortunate.
Shepherd version of the dog.
And what's interesting about it this time, which changes it from the Evolving Skies time, that it was kind of like this, but it wasn't this.
Right.
Like it was bad, but it was bad because there was a pandemic, and
Yeah.
it was bad for a lot of reasons.
Right.
And a lot of them are similar reasons, but it wasn't this, like what's currently happening bad. The big thing, and I hope through whatever reason somebody at the Pokemon Company hears this.
I can make it happen.
There wasn't another TCG that a parent could point at their kids and go, why don't you play this one instead? The last time Pokemon was like this.
True. Yeah.
And the amount of times that I see upstairs behind that desk, people come in for Pokemon. They can't get any. We don't have any. And they go like, what's Lorcana about?
What else you got? Yeah.
Not even what else you got. Like, what's Lorcana about?
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason, it's just, I mean, you said it, like, you're looking into it as your second game. You're looking into a second game. Like, it's not universal by any stretch of the imagination, but there's just this, like, hard wire to, like, this is the other one that I can play with my kids.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to look into that one.
Yeah.
Right.
And listen, Pokemon's not going anywhere. I don't think that, like, their bottom line's not moving at all because they're selling and moving all of this product.
Yeah.
Right.
And so in the short term, they don't care, right? Like, this is going to be a gangbuster year for them, and it'll be followed by a dip that will hurt local game stores and the community and all that sort of stuff. Like, every time something like this happens.
The ebb and flow. Yeah.
But the one thing that's different is your captive audience, so to speak, is no longer fully captive.
Right.
Because there's another TCG for them to play with their kids.
Right.
There's another TCG for them to point their kids at.
Yep.
Right? Like, imagine being a parent. Like, I mean, well, I don't have to imagine being a parent, but
I are one.
I do have to imagine. My daughter already plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
But if it was right now and she was like, I want to get into playing Pokemon competitively, I'd be like, oh, you mean the game that people are punching each other in Costco's for? Let's go check out the Disney one. You had fun at Disney, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I mean, objectively,
but-
100%.
like,
And
and I'm not an overly protective parent by any stretch of the meaning, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, I want my kid hanging out in the community where people are fighting each other.
Right.
Right? Like, and that's not what's happening in these stores. That's not what's happening at your local game store. But that's what parents are seeing on the internet, and like
it is happening at Costco. But
it is happening. Yeah,
It is happening.
It is happening,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's happening at all is a stain that's going to hurt people, right?
Yeah.
And like, meanwhile, I went to Disney, and there's First Chapter, there's Inklings, there's
Get a plane ticket.
We're going to get First Chapter.
No.
'cause that's-
there's they've got the stuff all over the place, and it's actually it wasn't marked up, which I thought was actually
Nice,
wild and
very
crazy.
nice.
Like,
Regular
it was all
MSRP.
and-
All right.
That
and
is genuinely absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they got a vested interest,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
right? Like
They want you to buy product.
They want
Yeah.
you to buy
Yeah.
the Lorcana cards while you're at the Disney World. So
Sure.
You go buy a $45 waffle and you come back here and buy this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The waffles, not MSRP. Just to be very clear. What is in this thing? Yeah, but it's the shape of Mickey.
It's not what it's in, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Please excuse me
It's
while I
biscuit
consume my life
in the
savings.
shape.
Right, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I think that if Pokemon doesn't get that figured
He starts
out,
crying.
It's on fire.
I think if Pokemon doesn't get that figured out soon, and I don't know if this is just I don't believe it is from what I've talked to other local game stores. But like it's crazy. It's dealing with the distributors is crazy, and the distributors are they're in a place they've never been in either, right? Like two of my 3 distributors told me that they did not get their blooming waters.
No boiling water.
Feels like boiling waters.
Boiling water.
But
Contaminated.
they didn't get their blooming waters boxes until the night before it was supposed to be in stores.
I mean, that's
That's
bananas.
that's insane, right?
That's
and like,
ridiculous.
The problem is, who is getting this product?
yeah, well, Costco. I mean, the big box stores,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Costco's got it for a month beforehand, releasing it out into the wild, and then the normal distributors that have been in this industry for 30 plus years doing this for the Pokemon company aren't getting their stuff until a day before they're supposed to send it, and like,
It's crazy.
I'm not opposed to it being in Costco.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the first one. Every time we're out in a place that shouldn't have Pokemon cards and they're in the checkout lane,
Yeah.
I tell my wife, like, see, that's good. That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's awesome that it's that prolific. It's awesome that it's that way. But that's what it should be, right?
Yeah.
Like it should be checkout lane blisters and Target on your way out, and they get some ETBs if there's extra because the set's not selling very
Sure.
well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right? It should be the checkout lanes in the Walmarts and the thing. There shouldn't be a fucking exclusive Evolving Skies box sets that's only available
At
in
Target or
at
GameStop
Costco.
Right.
Or GameStop or
Right.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Those companies they've already got the widespread. They've already got the, hey, we're the only gig in town in these locations where a regular game store probably couldn't live.
Right.
Yeah.
Like let them be the regular stuff, and then drive people to the stores and the places that have kept you in business when things were bad.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, and that just feels like a no-brainer to me.
Not to mention
Like,
there are places where people come and play and trade.
Right,
and
right.
Like it's the whole community aspect
Right,
at that
exactly.
point. Yeah.
yeah,
You don't
like,
go to Target to trade Pokemon cards.
No,
No.
and
I
like
don't go to Target for cups.
you know, and I heard rumors that like GameStop's really trying to get like a expedited like professorship program for their employees through the Pokemon company to just like get them all listed as things so they can if they need to or do something like that or whatever it means. None of that would be good.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good for all the long-term judges that like have devoted a lot of their time and their or the professors or the organizers. Like
Yeah.
there's just no value to that, right?
No.
Like
Yeah.
Not at all.
it's all like this weird short-term gain for like significant. And we talked about this when we talked the prismatic stuff, like the scalping being short-term gain over long-term process. But like a lot of the stuff that's happening around Pokemon right now is short-term gain with like very, very, to me, like very clear to see just nothing but negative on the back end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like 20, the tail end of this year or into 2026 might be like some of the worst money times to be into Pokemon, right?
Right.
The cards might all dip, like the stores may not be able to sell product. Like this isn't the fervor and the people that are just here flipping this stuff like this, they don't care. They're not going to be around. This isn't like, this is it's so clearly a bubble
Right.
that like if you're trying to make something last, you don't want this. There's no, there's no value to it. And so I hope that it goes and changes because I'm personally Drew Brain right now is having a hard time with like finding the things that I love, like kind of being exploited everywhere that I go.
Yeah.
And it's like, Pokemon's not any worse for it, right? Like, yes, Scarlet and Violet's the first mainline Pokemon game I just didn't finish, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But that wasn't really necessarily Scarlet and Violet's fault as much as it was like...
This wasn't for you.
It kind of was for me. Like, I've been dying for an open world Pokemon game, and this was as close as it was. And every time I spent time with it after the intro, I felt like I was having a really good time.
Hey, Drew, you ever played Pokemon before?
Yeah. Like Sword and Shield, that. And then I felt like Arceus, and maybe it was just because it was something new, I felt like Arceus Legends was a lot quicker to like, here's a Pokeball, hit that Charmander with it. You're like, fuck it, whoa, let's
punch it.
And then like you're
Is it dead?
Yeah.
Did I get it?
and maybe it's because like that's all they had to teach you. They didn't have to teach you like battle mechanics and all that sort of stuff. They just kind of like were just like throw the Pokemon,
just get him.
Hurry. And like but like I didn't feel like that was the case. Sword and Shield, I felt like, okay, man, it's time. Like if I've got a Pokemon Home account, just go ahead and
Just
be like,
assume my
hey
name.
Drew, let's go. What's up? I heard about you from that other professor. Here's a Pokeball. Let's go.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Which one do you want? You want one? Do you want one of these guys? Here's your balls, here's your backpack, off you go.
Yeah.
Fucking please.
Yeah.
For real.
And not to say that they all shouldn't have those tutorials. I think those tutorials are great for anybody who's never played, and every game
Should expect new players.
Expect new players and
but
let you in.
give us the option.
Give us
to not have to do
Assume
this.
that 80% of your player base has played Pokemon.
I've been doing this since I was 5.
I've been doing this for so long. The game is the same, dog. Pokeball, walk, gyms. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pokemon Center, heal your shit.
Yeah. And like instant.
Come back to the Poke Center.
I mean, like, so that being said, I don't dislike the existence of Scarlet and Violet. I like a lot of the Pokemon, the future and the ancient stuff is so cool.
Yeah, it's
like
very cool.
getting to watch my elder daughter play, like all of that was really awesome, you know. So like I'm still invested. Just for me, I bounce off, and it's in like the back of my head is like I'll go finish that some point in time, right?
I get
but just
that.
like the moment in time that it came out, it just didn't grab me like every other one has up to this point, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's different than like what's happening in the TCG space right now, which like actively is deterring people from being able to enjoy it. Right? Like it's very different to have something that you love make something that's good and enjoyable for lots of people and not be for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this where it's like no one's having a good time.
Right.
Like, and that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. And like not.
Well, no one collecting or playing the game is having a good time. Plenty of people are having a good time padding their wallets and.
Are they?
Yeah. Are they really making that? They're not rich.
Are you actually
they're not
having
rich.
fun?
Right? They're not.
Are
having
you
fun.
wealthy or something? Like I can't figure it out.
They're not topping the fucking like. None of them are retiring off of this. You know what I mean? Like
just paying bills. True. Jeez. They gotta pay the bills.
And I'm not faulting people out there trying to pay their bills. I'm not.
I am. Knock it off.
Because this shit. Because that shit sucks. But like,
damn.
Like
get a job.
But like, you know, you can pay the bills without exploiting something that
people enjoy it.
Without fucking strip mining a community.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it feels like is happening.
And there's a distinction between wow, I got so lucky with these pulls, and man, this card is worth a lot, and wow, could it pay a bill instead of me hanging on to it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't traded cards places because. Like I could use $50 fucking bucks.
Yeah, I've done the exact same thing.
Or even on the other side of like, hey, you know what? I like Pokemon so much, it's lucrative to sell Pokemon right now. I'm gonna get a distributor account. I'm gonna order a case, and I'm gonna sell it above MSRP. You know what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking fine, right? Like really, I'm not that person. I'm not coming after you for making $2,000 or $3,000 off of something that you're gonna. You know what? When it's gone, you're still going to be here. You're still going to be passionate about it. You're still going to but you're building up a side business right now because it's super good, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because what's ultimately going to happen to that person is the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $15,000, $30,000 that they're going to make, just like every LGS, is going to get stuck with that one order that doesn't do that, whichever one that is. If it's at the end of this year or 2026, and then they're going to go be like, all right, cool, I'm out. I don't have a brick and mortar, so I don't have to figure out how this all works.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we're expecting that. Like, at this store, like, we're expecting, okay, sure, like, Journey Together will go gangbusters, the Team Rocket will go gangbusters, but like,
What the fuck was that?
but
I'm excited for it. I just know it's going to be impossible to get just like Prismatic. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be awful.
And then
I think it'll be more like Surging Sparks than Prismatic. Important part is that
Also difficult to get, but
I mean,
yes.
yeah.
not ass.
Not,
Yeah.
not-
You know,
not-
just not ass.
Just not
No, I could come down here and go, oh, we still have Surging Sparks.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'll bring some more upstairs. Like,
yeah.
that was still a reality I lived in.
Yeah.
We literally have never had prismatic evolutions like
Longer than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Like we had Surging Sparks for a month or two.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that that's where we find ourselves with Journey Together. That's
Yep.
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Despite the pre-release quantities being
Anyway.
Anyway.
But the point being, like, I think that someone's high up at Pokemon hopefully is looking at the landscape and going, there are stakes now that there were not before, right? We weren't ever going to lose people to Yu-Gi-Oh! We just we weren't ever going to lose kids to Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
We just never were. But we could lose space to Lorcana, right? And like that was one of the really cool things to see at Disney was how much Disney World is supporting it, you know, and like how much it was all over the place there. Now it's not like everywhere, like you don't walk into
I mean,
pretty much every shop.
Well, and I mean, I don't know. Disney Dreamlight Valley is a very popular game right now too in like the cozy gaming space, and it is even supporting Lorcana in its it's even supporting Lorcana in some of its quest or like questing, because you have side quests, right? And so like there's these little snippets of things where they're talking about Illumineers and things like that, and because my wife, that's a big game for the wife. Is Dreamlight Valley.
Okay.
So many fucking hours. Anyway,
I thought about
that's the cozy. That's the cozy animal.
Animal Crossing,
Disney
but
Animal
it has more like true quest log stuff and like to dos than beyond like build your house for a raccoon.
Okay.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Sounds
It's more like the quests are more detailed. There's
Okay,
like
cool.
recipe compendium stuff too. It's a fun game. I like
because I've played a lot of Animal Crossing, but I don't like because Animal Crossing does just feel like, hey, build a house and then I don't care what else you do.
Right.
I struggle because I feel like I run out of because I am also a person who's like, I've completed a task.
Yeah.
I now need a new task. And
Give
so
me
like
new
sometimes
tasks,
with
please.
Animal Crossing I struggle. Anyway, I'm digressing. Point is that in Dreamlight Valley, Sammy was telling me like, hey, look at all these little nods to Lorcana in here.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the verbiage and terminology that she was mentioning that they're using. But yeah, like Disney is doing a really good job of planting that seed everywhere it can, to my knowledge.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I've long said in the shop, well, not long said, really, I've been saying in the shop since Moana 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was a big one.
Like
Movie promo.
the movie promo, everything that Disney feels like, I think I might have even said it on a podcast, or it feels like somebody at Disney has got a bone to pick with the fact that Pokemon's a bigger franchise than and they're looking at this card space and going like, it's time to fucking take it seriously.
Right.
And they are.
Right.
And
Well, I mean, they're probably viewing Pokemon and how it's being treated and stuff at this moment too. And I mean, that's I would be.
Yeah.
If I was.
Well, they could learn the
competitive.
wrong lessons though from this.
Right,
Just to be very clear. Like, it depends on what they're trying to be like. They could be like, well, why aren't people punching each other in Costco for our products, right?
But they're still trying to assimilate or acquire a bigger base.
Right.
Like, they don't have the base that Pokemon has yet.
I think as Lorcana grows, it will hopefully hit that point where, like, Pokemon has 6 different versions of one card.
Right.
And that's like Lorcana's problem. They're kind of like, one most of the time?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
One or two, right?
the card is the card, and then unless there's an enchanted version.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now, as seeing that Pokemon situation, as time goes on and more Disney dollars go into Lorcana, that's gonna happen at some point, and it's gonna be more accessible. And if Pokemon continues to have these problems, more people are gonna be like, So Rakana,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is their now comparable prices.
Yeah.
Gonna be easier to move over or at least add it to your repertoire.
Yeah.
So like anecdotally, one of the interesting things, like I'm a member of some things on Reddit, and like Reddit's a very big space. So, but like both the MTG communities and the Pokemon communities in Reddit, or MTG and Pokemon TCG communities in Reddit. There's a lot of the same stuff circulates around there. And recently, someone built a Lego Connects card scanner. And I don't know if you guys all saw this, but he put the plans and all the code and everything up online. But it's a mass card scanner. So you like load this giant hopper of 1,000 cards, and it uses like Lego, and it's got like tires that move the card forward, and then a little thing, and it scans all your cards for you.
Nice.
Like with your phone?
Why?
You put your phone in it, or
It's got like a little, like a $5 webcam thing that you order off of Amazon, and that's what's
gotcha.
no, it's Lego Connect, so they have cameras themselves. Like it's
gotcha.
like using all the Lego Technics.
Technics.
Yeah.
I'm saying Connects, but
Yeah,
Technics.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Connects
sorry.
is a different
Connects
product.
Is a different thing. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, I apologize. Technics and like in the MTG thing, people are like, oh, this is so fucking rad. Like, these machines are usually thousands of dollars that can do this, like making it accessible, and a couple, like $50 in Legos is really awesome, you know. And it's like, it's like it's going through and clicking the cards through. And it uses this little rubber stopper to just flick the card out when it's done, right?
Yeah.
And the same video, the same thing happening gets posted in the Pokemon community, and like fucking 50% of the comments are be like, yeah, that's gonna scratch the shit out of your card though.
Right, yeah.
And it's just like,
Can we just play? It's your mass inputting. This isn't for the super expensive cards.
These are for sorting bulk.
Yeah, and Pokemon being that community, it's like you go and you're like, no, I want to have fun.
There's always somebody who wants to ruin fun.
And like,
I like my cards to look pretty, but a scratch isn't going to deter me from playing the game.
It's not going to do anything to me.
and like, so just my soapbox moment for a second, and maybe we'll talk more about it. Maybe nobody else. Yeah, thank you. Is like, everywhere I fucking turn right now, someone's trying to ruin something that I loved, and I know that you're currently facing down the barrel that I'm now paying off, which is the Topolino time trip. And so I want to skirt the line of not like making your trip miserable. We had a fantastic time. Like we did.
Yeah.
Like what we went for was the kids, and the kids just like they got back and they were just like, let's fucking run it again, right? Like,
run it back,
Dad.
We go again next year.
The super duper highlights, like Disney Imagineers are still some of the most creative people on the fucking planet, and you like figuring out how the rides work or like it seems impossible. It does seem like magic when you're in an experience there. The new Ratatouille ride, the new Mickey ride, all the Star Wars stuff still fills me with an amount of joy that I can't even like.
I'm a child again.
Not even that. It's not even nostalgia. Like, I'm not a big nostalgic. I really am not. Like,
I am.
I just have been passionate about things and followed those passions until like I'm not
Dad mode activity.
I'm not excited about Pokemon because I love the 151. I'm excited about Pokemon because I love Pokemon. Currently what it's doing, all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not excited about Star Wars because I watched A New Hope once when I was a kid. Frankly, I'll be one of the first people to say that the Star Wars movies were the closest thing to making me hate fucking Star Wars as anything in Star Wars. But I love Star Wars, right? And so standing in front of a life-size Millennium Falcon just goes like, fuck, I'm here.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like, they're like.
Wonder how fast this thing was in the castle run.
Yeah. Like, all that stuff is like so very magical. I also have had the privilege of being to Disney World a lot.
Okay.
Like, just to be very clear, like, I grew up a spectrum of things and different, like my parents sometimes had money, sometimes we lived with my grandparents for 3 years on end. And, you know, so is the life of a contractor that owns his own business, right? But I went twice as a kid. I went once when I was too young to ride anything, and then my parents saved up and my sister was too young, but they took me and my sister and the grandparents stayed back at the hotel and watched my sister, and my parents took me to
all about you.
Well, it was the year Animal Kingdom came. I was a teenager, but it was when Animal Kingdom opened.
Okay.
And it was just like, hey, you know, my younger sister was like 4, right, 5, and she just wasn't going to be. She was going to be like I was the time that they took me and all my cousins. And just like, all right, somebody sit outside with Drew, and me be like, oh, this sucks.
But they back yet?
Yeah, that trip like solidified for me how much fun Disney World could be. And then when I was an adult, anytime I had enough money to go to Disney World, and I mean like
anytime,
and I mean like enough money. Like, okay, the bank account will be at 0, and we will figure this out when we get back.
We're going.
Yeah, we're going. Right. Sometimes it was below 0. And we're going. Right. Sometimes, you know, it's like, well, is this worth an overdraft fee? It's worth an overdraft fee.
Welcome to America.
Well, and just to be clear, I've always had the stance about Disney World that Disney World is phenomenal at separating you from your money. Like they're phenomenal at it. And I used to say that with almost an endearing quantity because like they were making everything so fun and magical, and all of the systems that you were in didn't matter.
Right.
It just didn't, like, you weren't going like, oh, this is going to be $180. I don't know. It was just like, yeah, sure, I'd pay $300 for that.
Right,
and you're like, and you go and you do the thing, right? Like,
because magic. Yeah.
Even I got the last time I got to go was in 2020, right when Galaxy's Edge opened.
Nice.
I went, I did it. I booked the Star Wars. You know, I built the lightsaber and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, I collect Artifacts lightsabers. They're not as expensive as making your custom one in Disney World is.
Yeah.
So, but and they're a higher quality.
Yes.
But that still felt magical. It still felt amazing. It still felt so good.
But you didn't pick your Kyber crystal and
right. And you get to do all that and have this amazing experience, and everything always felt so joyous. Except in 2020 when I went, getting on Rise of the Resistance. There was this system that had just been rolled out, and it was just for Rise of the Resistance. And it was wake up at 7 a.m. and try and get on Rise of the Resistance via an app on your phone.
Right.
You get what's called a virtual queue, and you book your time. And if you get one, you get one. And if you don't, sorry, no Rise of the Resistance while you're at Disney World.
Right, yeah.
Doesn't matter that you bought a ticket. Doesn't matter that you would gladly wait in line the entire fucking day just to ride that ride. You're not allowed. Because you interacted with this app, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Global pandemic happens. Disney's got to make some hard choices on how they're going to navigate reopening. They make the app experience and booking times and not waiting in lines a more integral part of how the Disney World experience is.
Yeah.
And the plus side is you don't wait in a lot of lines at Disney World anymore.
Right.
The downside is somebody needs to have planned your Disney World trip to a T.
Yeah. The itinerary.
For 6 months before you go to Disney World.
Yeah.
That ain't me.
Yeah.
Right?
Hi.
And there you go. There you go.
But it's wrong.
Hi, it's me.
And fortunately, Val's bio mom, that was her for this trip, right? We went as a blended family. I'm not interested in that. My wife's not interested in being that person. She was super interested in being that person.
Just tell us where we need to be.
And that saved the trip from being an utter disaster, frankly, because we would have probably ridden nothing, got on no rides or anything if I had been in charge. But I would have gone into it going like, I've been to Disney World 10 freaking times. I don't need to plan it out. I know where all the rides are. I know what generally is popular. We'll do this. We'll go fast pass. We'll do the plan I've done 9 other times. We'll fast pass this. We'll go wait on that ride. And then you just straight up can't do that.
Yeah.
Like
That's a bummer.
They fortunately had just rolled back this time. There was a period of time for like 4 years there where not only did you have to buy a ticket to the park, you then had to go into the app and reserve the park you wanted to go to at that ticket. And if you didn't do it, you didn't get into a park. It didn't matter that you had bought a park ticket. It was like
the boardrooms. What are you thinking?
And that first off, I think the CEO was the middle Bob, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same. It's a Bob sandwich. It's the same Bob on both sides. So,
Yes.
But there was a middle Bob here that happened during pandemic times that was in charge of Disney.
We all remember Middle Bob.
That they got rid of, and now it's back to Bob Iger.
Yeah.
I think is the Bob that everybody likes or whatever.
Whatever.
But funny enough,
I don't like any Bobs.
literally the day we got back, Disney made an announcement like virtual queues are going away.
Oh my
Like
god.
literally the day we got back. So you may have to deal with a lot less of that than we did. We did notice that.
I
mean,
my friends of mine said you could do it from the hotel room on the little thing. He said that's where you do it.
Yes, but it's like it starts at
It's till
7 a.m.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with that. You can do it from your fucking hotel room. You don't have to be in a park.
Right, gotcha.
Right? So like where the old Fast Pass was like the old Fast Pass was go push a button then Magic Bands came out and it was go tap your Magic Band and the machine will print out a thing and that's when you go there. But you had to be at the ride.
Right,
you had to be legitimately capable of riding the ride. Mm-hmm. So there is this whole game of people where they're just like, let's see if we can we bought park hopper passes.
Right, yeah.
Let's see what we get on.
Right, yeah.
And then we'll decide which park we're going to that day.
Right, yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to fucking wake up at 7, 8. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Again, and I'm not downing anybody that is that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not. I'm not. But I'm just saying for me.
Oh, I could never.
For me.
I'm going to have a series of lists days, and then it'll be like, okay, it's 7 a.m. and we do this.
Yep.
And
And
go,
like,
let's do it.
and bless your soul for being that guy, for real. Like,
Right, for
because...
No, but it's a selfish reason because I have severe anxiety, and if I don't have the plan and itinerary and we're just willy-nilly winging it, I'm not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I need to have some kind of list and times, and I need to be here at this time and whatever in order to enjoy myself.
And I'm not a wing it. I don't want to plan guy.
Yeah.
I don't want cumbersome additional systems that
Sure.
my plan has to like.
Right. There should be some flexibility. You should be able to the ride's right there. Let's just go, whatever. And if you can't, that sucks.
Or just like, okay, we're gonna fast pass this line, like it was a plan, right? Like we're gonna go fast pass Rise of the Resistance when the park opens, right?
Mhm, right.
And then we'll ride this, and this, or that's what we would have done, right?
Right.
Then we'll ride this, and this. We'll grab a fast pass for this because you can hold 2 on your way over to that. Then by that time, our early morning park fast pass should be available for Rise of Resistance.
Right.
We'll go get that. Then we'll go ride our sit. So like we'll wait for 3, get fast pass for 2. We'll wait for 3, get fast pass for 2, and you have that sort of plan.
Right, yeah.
Now you could have the best laid plans you could have that plan, you could have it, and the app could just say,
Sorry.
you didn't fucking make it in time.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that part
Yeah,
to
that
me
doesn't feel good
stinks.
either.
Yeah.
Especially at the price.
Yeah.
Especially at the thing, like, it's now no longer something that I can ever think about doing 2 years in a row
Yeah,
or back to back
Right.
years.
Yeah.
Like,
way.
It'll be at least another 5 to 6 years before I can afford to go back to
Right,
Disney
yeah.
World, right? And coming from somebody who like from 20 to 30 went 6 or 7 times,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Kids.
well, and I mean, like, and it's not the kids aren't what made it more expensive. It's just that everything is. It's just
Yes,
that
everything's more
everything's
expensive.
more expensive.
you know, like I mean, I was going in big groups. We were booking family travel plans,
Right, yeah.
and it was just nobody had kids, but it was still 8 to 10 people,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Right.
And you divvy that up, and the price per
But it's
person
8 to 10 people with
was-
money. I can't ask my 2-year-old to help pitch in.
Can you
pull your weight
around here? It was 8 to 10. It was 8 to 10 people with money, but it was 8 to 10 people divvied up, and the price per person was X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And I did the exact same thing this
Yeah.
time, and the price per person was a lot more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not just like for inflation, just
Yeah.
like for Disney money. And all that to be said, like at the end of the day, like, am I still gonna go back to Disney World?
Yes.
Yeah, I am. But I didn't leave feeling the same way that I have left. I told my friends that I used to go to Disney World with every single year. Like one of the first things I did as we were leaving Disney was send them a text message. And I said, I feel the most George Costanza of any moment in my life ever, which is just like, none of this really impacted me negative. Like none of these, like, because like I said, there was somebody on our team handling it. Yeah. We got to ride pretty much everything we wanted to because they were so diligent with it. Mm-hmm. But I looked around and I saw the world and I was like, I don't like this. And that whole thing is happening. Like again, I was like, sorry for the soapbox and sorry for the vent moment, but then like while I'm there, fucking Call of Duty's like, hey, you know what you'll like? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Call of Duty. And I'm like, fucking no, I won't, and nobody will. Right. Nobody's gonna have a good time with this. You want $100 for it. No one asked for this. This is different than you making a show that's for kids that's just not for me. Yep. You're explicitly going like, hey, I hope your nostalgia's ready for $100. And nobody's nostalgia was like, I need the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles dropped into a modern warfare zone shooting assault rifles.
Right. That turn them into pizzas when they get the kill. Literally does.
It does. But like, it like
no one asked.
No one.
I don't know.
No one.
Even the voice lines are trash.
No one needed it.
It's all bad.
Yeah. Like it's all not good. Other than whoever did the 3D models made them look.
Yeah,
cool.
I did think they looked cool.
The 3D models.
And the animations look pretty good.
The animations look good. Like I don't want to just say, but talk about something that just feels exploitative.
Yes.
And I'm a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like. Just let the kids have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles exist in so many different spaces, so many different calibers at the same time, all the time, that, like, you can let the kids have Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and enjoy the IDW comic for, like, a more adult version or The Last Ronin, right? Yeah. You can let Mutant Mayhem exist and The Last Ronin exist at the same time in the same space and get what you want out of it while letting the kids have something new and fun that's also... Of a high quality, it's just maybe not for you, and that's all okay. And I realize that I'm wearing my hat, and like Steve Zissou.
I'm a Smurf,
and you know, and it just kind of right now it feels everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It does at the time feel like everything I love is being exploited. And it's the worst.
Corporations.
I mean,
greed, corporations.
That's
the problem, right? They're not sitting in the boardroom saying like, you know, it'd be cool to have people would love this. They think it's cool. No, they're saying, what can we make the most money off of? And like you said, it's very exploitative, and like they're just like, oh yeah, there's gonna be plenty of people that'll buy this. They don't. It doesn't even have to be good. Just make it. They'll buy it. They just eat it up. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how I like, and this is probably an unpopular opinion in general, but I'm okay with that. I'll die on plenty of hills that aren't popular. I don't need more Batman, if I'm being totally honest. I've had so much Batman, and I have enjoyed plenty of Batman, and I have been consuming Batman for as long as I can remember. I don't know how many. I mean, I've read stacks of comics this tall. I love it. I don't know if I don't know what else I need. Is my like where
Batman Beyond.
Yes.
I mean, I liked Batman.
Is what I need. I need more Batman Beyond.
Okay, fair.
I need that.
I'll give you that.
But
I need more Batman Beyond.
Yes.
I need more Nightwing.
Yes.
I need more Robin.
Yes.
I need more Batgirl.
Yes, less Batman.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting, and that's
they created such a large universe, and it's just him.
So that's exactly where I was going with this. Is that I don't need I love the universe of Batman for fucking God's sake, stop making Batman movies over and over again that don't explore that.
Sure.
Right,
yeah.
true.
Like, for God's sake, if we're gonna do a Batman, fucking do Batman's world!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and it's like,
And not just the George Clooney Batman with one Robin. Dang it!
like, I really enjoyed Gotham.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotham was
Yeah.
super dope until it
Because
wasn't.
I look at these new angles and fun storytelling
Yeah.
and that was a universe that was bigger and broader.
What
and
was the other one? The Penguin one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that
haven't
one
watched
was pretty
it.
good.
I heard
Yeah.
it was good though.
I mean, the Matt Reeves Batman stuff, I think, is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just to kind of piggyback on what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think James Gunn is making the right decision not going down that path.
Yeah.
Right.
As much as I will say, I think Robert Pattinson is the best Batman that we've had. I'll fucking die on that
Hot
hill.
take.
Yeah.
right.
That's hot as hell.
I loved
God
him in
damn.
that movie.
I'll
I didn't have a problem with him.
He played the position well. He's playing a 0-year Batman first and foremost, so he's not supposed to be great. It's the most detective work we've ever seen a Batman
Yeah,
do in a Batman
I
movie.
did enjoy it.
I
He's
like
quite
that.
literally all he does.
He acted that. No, dude, it is not the only thing he does. The first thing you see him do is absolutely beat the living fuck out of some people in the
Yeah.
No,
in that subway
substation.
scene.
Yeah.
Like
That was good.
that was the most Arkham feeling
yeah.
fight scene in a
That's
Batman
exactly
movie.
what we said. I
Yeah.
paused the movie midway and looked at my wife and I said,
Yeah.
"This is Arkham, baby!"
That, like the literal only thing bad that I will say about the Matt Reeves Batman movies is whoever let that soundtrack get out without going, this is the fucking Empire theme. This is the march. Like, this is Vader's march.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's just you never hit the fucking
Right, yeah.
it's just an hour and a half of dun 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 dun. And like it's like, all right, at some point in time a fucking sliding door is gonna open and Vader's in this thing, right? And I'm sorry I probably peaked the mic because that bothered the absolute fuck out of me for that entire movie.
Pay off. I need to pay
I need
off.
something.
It's not.
And then they hit you with the Batmobile.
And then they
Here's what I'll argue though.
yeah.
And it's my only problem with the Batman
Yeah.
movie. It's not rewatchable.
I've watched it 3 times. I thought it was good.
I have only watched it once. I'm not saying it's
I've only watched
not
it
rewatchable. I'm saying I've only watched it
Yeah.
the one time and didn't feel compelled necessarily to go back.
There's nothing.
Like, it's not that I was like, I turned it off and was like, fuck, I can't wait to watch that again soon.
Sure. I will also say, like, how many times did you rewatch Zodiac?
Right, yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right? Like,
But how many times did you rewatch Michael Keaton's Batman?
a lot. But,
but
and the Dark
but
Knight.
there's a difference.
And the Dark Knight
There's
Rises.
a difference of what
And
your
Batman
intent.
Begins.
Right, but
Yeah.
there's an indifference of what your intent is as a filmmaker. If you're
Yeah.
making
Sure.
a suspense thriller mystery movie,
Yeah.
and you
those
want
boxes
that
for
and
sure.
you want that payoff to be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You'll never get that payoff a second or a
It's true.
third time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's
you know, you're not rewatching that to be like, okay, who's pulling the strings on this
Right, yeah.
really ever
Yeah.
again? Because you fucking know.
Yeah.
Right.
But like,
They find out in the next scene.
but you can rewatch it to see all the fun Batman shit that you missed out on.
Yeah.
You
True.
can rewatch it to go like and
For the
there's
cinematic
and
masterpiece
there's
that it is.
there's a lot of that in there and like. And I still think that on rewatch after rewatch after rewatch, the Bruce Wayne character arc that Bruce Wayne goes through is interesting.
Yeah.
But all of that said, all of that praise, all of that things, James Gunn's doing absolutely the right thing, saying we're going to let that exist
Yeah.
over there and do its thing as long
Let
as
it-
it continues to be
simmer over
quality.
there.
Right? I'm going to let him make 2. I'm going to think, but it's not the DCU's Batman.
Right.
Okay.
Because I think what he exactly intends. Look, I like James Gunn's work a lot. Just to be very clear,
Yeah.
a bit of I think that he is a careful writer. I think he is That's not to mean that he has not made mistakes at his time, which he has apologized for, right?
Yes.
Some of his comedic writing has not been so careful when he was in his 20s and early 30s.
Right,
And guess
sure,
what?
yeah,
that's fine.
And guess what? Neither was mine.
No, sorry.
Right, yeah.
Of course,
Right?
none of us.
Like,
Welcome to growing up.
yeah, welcome to growing up, and I think that the way he handled that, apologized for it, was all sincere and honest. And I think if we look at adult James Gunn or more adult James Gunn in recent 10, 15, 20 years, right? The way that he has made movies and way things, I don't think that that's going to be a James Gunn that's going to. He's going to make character pieces, right? Look at Peacemaker, look at Guardians of the Galaxy, look at what he did with the Suicide Squad that is no longer canon, right? But like he's going to make ensemble stuff that is character driven, and I can't see him making Batman movies without a Bat family.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just don't.
It is his kind of.
It's his MO.
It is his MO. He is an ensemble.
I
Especially with
just-
Guardians of the Galaxy under his belt. A Bat family movie sound like it would go so hard.
Look at the
under
fucking
his,
Superman movie that he's teasing, right? Like he didn't even do that and go like it's gonna be a Superman movie, right? He's like, and you're gonna get Hawkgirl, and you're gonna get like, and like, and,
I need more.
And we don't know what that's gonna be. I'm not saying it's gonna be an ensemble movie,
Right.
But he's even in his debut into the DCU. Like, I don't even think it's a Superman origin story. I think he's just like, hey, you fucking know who Superman is,
You know,
Right, yeah.
Right.
Here's who here's who this Superman is.
And I guess that's what I'm getting at. Is
tired of
like
all
if you
the
tell
origin
me
stuff,
again
man.
how Batman became Batman.
It's like
I'm gonna
I don't
take
need
a
a
nap.
Spider-Man origin either.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Like I don't
After these-
need that story.
These characters, it is in the lexicon of public knowledge.
Right.
Right.
Wait,
These
is that the
people
Peter
in-
Parker that's shooting webs out of his
You
skin,
know
or is
what
that
I'm
the one
saying?
that built the machine? Which one is it? Did Tony Stark give it to him? I don't know.
That's Sam Raimi's fault.
Yeah,
We got past that. But like we know. Let's move. It's like the fucking Pokemon introduction. I've played it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I've seen it 1,000 times. Let's just
move.
get past that part.
Yeah.
And go forward.
And there's a balancing act, right? Like every Batman movie could be someone's first Batman movie,
Sure.
right?
And
I get that.
And like we get that. And every Batman experience could be someone's first Batman experience. But at some point in time, you got to balance like the other stuff exists for you to get that.
Yeah. Watch that
Right?
first.
Watch that first. And it's not necessarily intro to this, but hey, you want to know how Batman, pick up these 19 different comics
Exactly.
that explain to you what happened to Batman, right? Like,
Exactly.
And I think that's probably what we'll,
Yeah.
I think that's what that's probably where we'll be at.
Well, then good. I'll look forward to it and not be mad that there's more Batman.
Right.
We'll
see.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see.
But we'll see. But I'm the most optimistic for the DCU as the DC cinematic stuff as I've ever been.
Okay.
Right? Under what James
To be
Gunn
fair,
is
it's been
doing,
pretty bad.
huh?
Yeah.
It's been varying degrees of different stuff. Honestly, I mean, like the
Animated
CW
universe goes hard.
The animated universe has been like weirdly solid for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Like
Live
We
action.
always look over the animation stuff.
the CW shows were like. I mean, a lot of them got off the rails. I will admit, and maybe
Arrow.
but they were captivating.
Yeah,
and,
they were.
And a lot of the character stuff that they did, and I thought they put a lot of people in the right roles in those shows. I thought one of the largest mistakes when Marvel and DC were like back and forth, I was like, you've got all these characters that people give a shit about in the Arrowverse, and you're like, and we're gonna recast them in the movies,
Right.
you know? And it's like, man, put Grant Gustafson as the fucking Flash in your soup.
I don't get why we didn't do it. I can't fathom it.
I can't.
Boardrooms, dude.
It
Boardrooms.
is
Fucking
probably
boardrooms.
that. Like,
Fucking boardrooms.
It is probably that. Or it's like director Artur stuff where it's like, well, I don't want you to have cast my Flash already, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, we'll do better than who you picked then.
Yeah.
Right.
But at some point in time, all this stuff does get off the rails, and you know, I just went and saw A Brave New World, Captain America: Brave New World. I thought it was fantastic. Like I really did.
Did you enjoy it?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Not yet.
You were supposed to.
I
Were
haven't
you
seen it
saying?
yet.
So it's not getting good reviews.
I want to watch.
Yeah.
Like it's not getting good reviews. But I don't know how much of that is like
Stingy Marvel goers, man.
I don't know if it's stingy Marvel goers. I don't know
Their
if it's
expectations
burnout.
are too high.
I get that
It's,
feeling.
it's expectations.
I think it's that feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like this regrounds it, right? Like this
Right.
is a character story about characters. It's about Sam.
Yeah.
It's about Ross,
Yeah.
right? Like you have an actually compelling villain in this. Without spoiling things.
Yeah, don't spoil.
But you have actually compelling villains in this. Man, the Harrison Ford recast on Ross, in my opinion, was phenomenal. He knocks that out of the park.
Let's go, Indy.
Like he does. Like the amount of times that I shed dad tears in the story that they're trying to tell with him, and my own proclivities, my own like I have the Hulk tattooed on me for a reason.
Your own ability to transform into a Hulk.
My own ability to transform into a Hulk. Yeah, no, but like it was I thought it was a touching story all around that had geopolitical stakes that were interesting, that maybe don't live up to the Winter Soldier, like what they did with Winter Soldier.
I think in the expectation to
What could
go
live up
with
to the
Captain
Winter
America, The Brave New World, is because Winter Soldier was so good.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it felt from the trailer, like I said, I haven't really seen, but it felt like they were trying to kind of lean back into it being just like a spy movie, kind of, but not.
No,
not necessarily.
It's still staying in that what I think Captain America ended up doing in the MCU, which was being a lens for real world geopolitical ideas and going like, which is my favorite Cap stuff.
Magneto,
Like,
what?
Huh? Yeah. Like I think like my favorite Cap stuff is like, what does it mean to be American? Right? Like,
Nazis.
like, yeah, you know, and like Cap was this like this puristic ideal of like when America was the good guys, and we'll I mean we can dissect history at that point in time and go like don't look too deeply in it, right? But what Steve Rogers thought America was at that point in time was good, right? And what Steve Rogers was fighting for was good. And taking that character and going, okay, I'm going to make, like, you take that, you transport it into modern times. Now you get this beautiful fish out of water story that goes like, wait, what is this, right? That we kind of all feel like, I feel like everybody, like, that is living in modern times goes like, can we just get like one? Can we just like go grab a time travel and just grab one of them and go like, hey, just to be clear, is this what we think it is? And they're like, oh yeah, I lived through it. That's what this was. And then you go like, okay, cool.
Okay,
right,
cool.
Good.
Just wanted to check.
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't going fucking insane.
I mean, I was out fishing. You could have opened a fucking book, but hey,
yeah.
You know,
can I go back now?
But like, I thought that Brave New World did a fantastic job of continuing that lens, right? Obviously with a new lens. Yeah. That sure maybe some people are gonna be like, oh, where's this lens? But you know, like
I was gonna say it.
Huh?
I was already gonna say it. Tremayne, do you know why some people might be upset?
You know,
I was just wondering if we know why some people might. It's the weird.
Did you acquire one of those lenses?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I that might have a stake of it. I mean, it does.
I was about to say, what do you mean?
No, I don't mean. I mean, like, I don't think that's why the Rotten Tomatoes score is.
Oh no, for sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
maybe
a subset of film. Yeah. That's the audience bullshit.
That's the audience bullshit.
Yes. I'm just trying to dissect like what might the wrong messages happen by a movie like this being panned from a critical standpoint, right? And maybe sure there's some people that are committed or included in the Rotten Tomatoes critic scores that
Sure.
that is their problem.
Yeah.
I hope not. But I think there is like a stakes problem that's happening. I think that all of that stuff is real. And I'm not going to apologize for a lot of the recent MCU movies.
Yeah.
They've been serviceable at best a lot of times. Some of them have been really, really fun.
Right, yeah.
But this one actually feels good and important and like, no, in my opinion, Winter Soldier is the better if you're comparing these two. But this is the second best one, in my opinion.
Nice.
Over Civil War 2?
Huh?
Over Civil War 2?
Well, I don't really consider
Avengers
I don't
2.5,
really.
Yeah.
I don't. That you're right.
You're right, yeah.
That's fair. Civil War is Captain America. Civil
but that was the
War.
big ensemble thing.
But it was Avengers 2.5.
It was Avengers 2.5. It really was. Like, I mean, that movie is barely even exclusively told from Captain America's point of view.
I would argue it's more Iron Man.
Yeah. And
Oh, you're gonna sign these Accords.
other than the reason that you would put a Captain America on it is because it kept that. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about social, so we're going to talk about social issues inside of these movies, and they're going to be more of a lens, right?
Right. Yeah.
But the Civil War story arc in comic books was that too.
Yeah,
like it felt like you weren't allowed. You couldn't do that. You couldn't strip that from that story arc, and comic fans not be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right. Absolutely.
Like so. I mean, I guess yes, that's a Captain America movie. So I'll say, okay, it's third. It goes Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then Brave New World. But that has always concreted itself in my mind.
It's incredibly fair.
And I think Winter Soldier is like up there in like my top like 5 easy. Like
Oh, in
it's like
MCU entirely or in general?
I think it's probably top 5. It's definitely top 10 in all times.
Yeah. I think
it's one of my favorite
Winter Soldier
movies.
is fucking good.
I think Winter Soldier is a legitimately important movie for people to watch.
I agree.
Like, just to like. I don't think you necessarily need too much Captain America context to hit. If you do, go watch the first Avenger and then watch Winter Soldier. That's fine, whatever.
Right.
But I don't think you even need to.
You figure out, you can understand Captain America. You can understand Captain America and his intent.
But there is some really, really important shit about power and the checks that it has to have and ideology versus practice and all sorts of amazing stuff.
That shit doesn't translate into real life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fine.
It's not.
All right, so anyway, then.
Eerily similar. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, there was a ton of news this week that I just felt like all made me feel the same way. You know, we'll probably talk about it more once it's concrete, but like Niantic selling Pokemon Go to the fucking Saudi Arabian government.
I mean, what the fuck is that?
It's not a done deal, right?
I know.
Like, I mean, it's just being said, but like that feels fucking gross.
It feels gross,
it feels
for
gross.
sure.
It feels yucky.
And like, you know, I play Pokemon Go. My wife plays Pokemon Go competitively and stuff like that, and you know, so like she's looking down that barrel and going like, what is this going to mean?
Right. Like, it's still going to do this, or
you know, like, are they going to straight up take something, you know, and like
take something you enjoy and exploit it?
Oh, it's so weird. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, like
it's the episode.
You know,
that's the title.
That's the episode.
Take something you love and exploit it.
And I mean, I feel like
because fuck you.
I feel like
because fuck you, pay me.
I feel like all the positive Switch 2 news that we've been getting, like, is this week feels a little bit overshadowed by them being like, "Hey, also Nintendo Gold coins are going away."
Right, yeah.
Like,
the Gold I feel is going to get replaced by.
I say it's got to get replaced.
That's
by
right? That's what. But that's not what the announcement was.
I know,
right? And like, and so in the fucking, I agree. I don't think that that's something that Nintendo would do. I don't feel like they've ever been that corporate overlordy awful to be like, we're going to take it and then replace it with something worse. because that's not really what they've ever done.
Yeah.
They've
No.
definitely killed a lot of different systems over the years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
And then been like, here's this, it's better, right?
Right,
And you go
yeah.
like, okay, cool.
So
yeah,
we know you
yeah.
liked that. We made improvements. We had to tweak it a bit, but
Yeah.
this is basically what that was.
We know
Yeah.
we hurt your feelings.
Right,
Yeah.
We're coming right back.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
yeah.
we're
Like
gonna
when
say
you get-
sorry. We
it's like when
promise.
you
Yeah,
get-
we're gonna say sorry, we promise.
And it's like when you get in trouble with your parents.
Wait a second.
And they take away something. And then
Am I in an abusive relationship with my
No, I'll say sorry when I feel like it.
Yeah, yeah.
When I'm ready.
When I'm ready, I'll apologize.
But we need you to stew for a little while.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta-
it'll feel
I
better
need you to
when you're
fester really fucking
Yes.
angrily for a minute.
Don't
Think about
worry.
what you did.
But for anybody who hasn't seen it, Nintendo's announced that by March 14th, they're on March 14th, they're discontinuing the gold points thing, which is basically you get like 5 to 10%-ish, depending on the game,
Yeah.
back in Mario coins
Yeah.
that you can then spend in
Buying more Mario stuff.
buying more Nintendo games, right?
Yeah.
And like I over the years have amassed a lot of coins
Yeah.
because I half the time forget to fucking spend them,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know? And then every once in a while, like it's just like, hey, this $60 game is gonna be free
Yep.
actually if you just buy it with your coins.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cool.
But they'll
right?
expire if you don't, so go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
They do have some expiry.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
But like, and that's usually when it prompts you when it's
Right, yeah.
it's usually been friendly about
Yeah.
that too,
Yeah.
where it's been like, hey, you got a
Hey,
bunch
you're
of points
gonna
to
lose
this,
this.
you're gonna lose these, you should use them, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool, thanks.
Well, thank you.
I would have appreciated if that came before you just asked me to load up my card with the thing, but cool.
Right, yeah.
I'll leave this $60
But it's
here.
fine.
I'll leave this
Right,
$60 here for something else.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, they're doing so that you then go, well, I got $60 now. I'm gonna buy another game.
game.
I do.
Yeah. But, you know, it does seem like, hey, we've got this April release of the Switch 2 coming out. We're going to discontinue the gold coins ahead of that so everybody's not buying all their new Switch 2 titles with gold coins.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like all this other news that I'm then latching onto that and be like, no.
Not you too! Everything I love!
But that's how that shit felt.
You're spiraling, Drew, you're spiraling! Pull up! Pull up!
All right, okay, I got it.
Okay.
Valve released the SDK for TF2
Woo! There you
Boom.
go.
You up?
completely out of the wild.
What are we building?
I don't know. Like that's the thing is like so TF2 a mod to Half-Life
Yeah.
Yeah.
was released in 2007 in the orange box. So Team Fortress was a mod to Half-Life. Valve, in the true Valve fashion, went, who made this? Who made this? We want to offer you a job. Offered them a job. They made TF2.
Yeah.
It's stylistically very different, but just hit the nail on the head
Yeah,
through and
it's big.
through. Made an amazing role-based shooter that captivated people for close to 2 decades now. The current state of Team Fortress 2 is that it is riddled with bots. People farming hats, so to speak, which is really what's happening. But there are still private servers that are still running and healthy and doing lots of fun stuff. And people are finding them and still loving Team Fortress 2. I think as a guys, we're done.
Yeah.
Valve said like, here's the full SDK, the SDK, the server code, the like everything.
Yeah.
You can build full games onto TF2 now.
Interesting.
Which could be really cool.
Yeah,
Team
I'm sure
Team
somebody's
Fortress-
got to come up with some cool stuff.
Well, I mean, like Man vs. Machine was like it was like their horde mode. That was their Left 4 Dead horde mode. That was almost completely community built.
Okay.
Almost most of the maps, almost all of the items for the last at least 10 years have really been mod driven, like
Dang.
community moderation driven,
Makes sense,
right?
though. Yeah.
And then Valve was working with the mod community for like the big events, for like the Halloween events and stuff like that, that they were
Right, yeah.
continuing to do semi-annually
Yeah.
at this stage, right? But it's cool to see. It's cool to see a company go like, we're done in this playground, have it.
Right, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And not we're done in this playground, and then we're gonna lock it in the vault, and then we'll bring it back for you in 20 years in
Right.
HD, and you'll pay us more money for it. And it's like, or not even 20 years anymore. Now it's like 4 years later, and they're like more HD-er.
HDER.
We know that this came out in HD, but now it's in HDDD. HD King DDD.
And then they poke you with a cattle prod and say, "Do you like it?"
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe a lot of this has been a downer, and it feels like a lot of me talking about it being a downer. So I'm sorry.
I think you're just speaking what we feel.
You're speaking what we all feel.
Yeah,
For sure.
No, I mean, I think
Just let me internalize it, go.
Let me hold it in until I get a tumor at a young age.
it's really healthy for everybody to do that, for sure.
Right, yes.
Just hold it in.
Hold it in until it explodes.
Hold it in. I'm being
I'm sorry that
sarcastic.
I've been doing all of this wrong.
No, you're doing it the right way, and for
Right.
that we're proud of. Please don't explode.
Okay.
Oh no! And there's an actual vein. I'm scared. I'm not. I'm concerned.
Let me start your IV. What? God damn.
Oh my god. No, I mean, I think it happens all the time. We see exploitation of things constantly, and it is deeply frustrating, and it turns into a sadness almost for me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like it's like a throw in the towel situation, right? Just like that's how it makes me feel sometimes. Like, well, I don't fucking, why am I doing this, right?
Yeah.
And or maybe I'm jaded and I've just that's my own personal bad reaction to it, right? But like, you bring up a lot of really good points that every one of us was all sitting here going, yes, yes, you know.
Preach, brother.
Yes.
I think for me, like, I'm not the complain and have a bad time guy. Like, I'm just not, like, and so it feels bad to just only have complaints. I don't have an answer. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I've certainly navigated bad times in all of my, like, all my different fandoms and things like that, where, like, either nothing's being made or the stuff that's being made is not for me or not good or whatever. But like, it's always just felt like a quality issue in those times, and where it's just like, I still have all the good stuff that I love, right? And for whatever reason, now I feel like I'm like someone's trying to take that too, right? And it's like, we're gonna figure out a way to make you repay for everything that it is that you like, you know, like,
God, don't give them any ideas. They're gonna start taxing you on your collectibles.
Whoa, no. I went to Disney World this year. I can't afford that kind of shit.
Oops, my basement's on fire.
Oh, damn.
Oopsie, I got no more collectibles.
If you haven't experienced something in the last year, you must you're gonna have subscriptions on your collectibles. Don't write this down.
Jesus Christ.
You didn't pay this month. Give me all your Funko Pops.
I was just I have to pay the Funko tax.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, my WWE Funko Pops. Oh, no.
Oh no.
I think.
Oh no!
So on the funny side of the dark hellscape that we live in,
Always one.
So I don't know if you saw GameStop CEO, showing his ass this week.
Oh, snap, did he?
Yeah.
Was it shaved?
Huh? It was not shaved.
Okay, I'll get it.
First mistake.
So little bit of news: the GameStop CEO got out on like an earnings call or something because they're closing all of the EB games, right?
Oh, nice.
And GameStop's also, domestically switched to being more LGS focused and having physical gaming support and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. The internet is kind of abuzz with the fact that the CEO, when announcing that we're closing, said that basically DEI and wokeness is what's hurting GameStop.
Oh.
So that's what's hurting the gaming community. That's what's hurting video games. That's what's hurting all of this. And on the positive side,
all DEI all the time.
On the positive side of people and people doing good and people seeing bullshit and going, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
People are like walking into like GameStops and taking a picture of like the wall of Funko Pops and being like, yeah, dude, it's DEI that killed your game. Right? Like, you know.
Totally.
Yeah. Like
You right.
It's not the $2 trade-in policy that's killing your game, your model and all that sort of stuff. And like,
Totally.
you know, so that stuff gives me hope because like people in power, whatever. I feel like we all kind of assume that they're going to be corrupt, and corporations. You know, I think you hope that creative corporations, especially, are going to favor the creativity over the financial side. Right. Obviously, everybody's got to make money because we live in the world that we live in, and you got to make money to feed your family. So fucking whatever.
I can't pay an empty seltzer cans.
You can't pay an empty seltzer cans, but like. So, like, I get that portion, but I think we all hope that, like, creative companies will be creative, right? Yeah. And so, like, I feel like there is, like, I feel like at least I then look at people and I go, like, hey, there's hope.
Right.
Like when this guy, the fact of the matter that, like, this guy goes this and everybody in gaming goes, no, you dumbass, it's that you've run a bad company for
dumb fuck.
It's that you've ran a bad company for 15 years and like you've pivoted into all sorts of different hobbies that you've clearly just seeked to exploit, not be I'm not downing Funko Pops, just to be very clear. They're not for me, but I still have a few of them, but they're not for me, and that's okay. But like, GameStop's not carrying Funko Pops because they give a shit about vinyl collectibles.
Right.
GameStop's carrying Funko Pops because they were like, what's the next thing we can take trade-ins in and then sell for 3 times what they're worth?
Right.
And that's why they're pivoting. They don't give a shit about Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering or anything like that.
They care about them ducats.
They're wondering what they can... Yeah, they're wondering what they can get you to trade in for $2 that they'll sell for $200.
Right.
And people seeing that and going, that's bullshit.
Right.
That's what gives me hope at the end of all of this.
Yeah.
And weirdly, Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
Please, Phil.
Like,
save us all.
I know, like, no, that ain't it. Like, I'm not, just to be very clear, I'm not fucking worshiping anybody with the CEO at the end of their title. But, like... Man, like there was a recent podcast. I feel like, and if it's just a fucking act, like
he's pretty good at it.
He's really good at it, like because he seems to be running his company that way. And I'm not saying that Microsoft hasn't laid people off and done all the bullshit that companies do, but like there was a recent podcast, and yes, it's an Xbox podcast that's made to hype Xbox up and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But it was just basically talking head interview with people that don't work for Microsoft and don't thing. And Phil Spencer went on it, and they like announced him as the CEO of Microsoft, and he literally goes like, ugh. Like
a visceral, don't call me that.
Stop talking about my desk plaque.
You know, and again, like that could just be an act. I'm just like, and I acknowledge that, but like I've watched enough of Phil Spencer before that title was there to know that it doesn't feel like one.
Yeah.
And frankly, like Microsoft doesn't have, like, they basically on that interview he announced and clarified that like Microsoft is going to start advertising every platform that Game Pass games are available on, right? When they announce them at their own things, and like when they're advertising them, right? Like, hey, this is available on Game Pass, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation. This is available on Xbox, Game Pass, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation. This is available on Game Pass and PlayStation.
So we're going to see PlayStation and Switch logos in there.
In Microsoft stuff, in Game Pass, in like... And that's a transparency that, like, I just feel like no one has even talked about doing. There's literally no actual advantage to Microsoft to doing that.
Other disadvantage.
There's no disadvantage.
Exactly.
There's no
they're
disadvantage
still making money off
because
the games being sold on the other consoles, just at a smaller margin.
At a smaller mark, but like there's no clear profit-driven advantage. Like, if you were talking about what should Microsoft do for profit, it is not to advertise that you can, because you'll know. You'll figure it out. Oh, I can buy that game I want on my Switch. Oh, I can buy that game on my PlayStation. So to actively advertise it is just playing fair. And like, there's some cynicism that's like, oh, well, this is because they know that Xbox is dying or whatever, or whatever it may be. I don't feel like that's personally the case.
Not at all.
I mean, this is not a scientific study, but Xbox, Own an Xbox?
I have an Xbox.
I own an Xbox?
I have an Xbox. Yeah.
Well, but
old.
But okay. PlayStation?
I have a 4.
Okay.
I don't have any PlayStations.
I have a 4, right? And you have a 5 and a
3.
I
I have a 5 and a 3.
A 5 and a 3, and then Xbox, you have a Series or a 360.
I have a 360.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 4 modern Xboxes, one modern PlayStation. That doesn't feel like losing the console wars to me, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I like as a wider breadth of people. Like everybody outside of you, almost everybody I know that has a PlayStation 5 also has an Xbox. So it's I have a lot of people that only have Xboxes, and very few people, actually, you, by memory, would be the only person I can cite that only has a PlayStation 5 out of modern things. So I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
I truly just think it's like, well, we're going to keep making Xboxes, but we legitimately don't give a shit what you play our games on.
Yeah.
I think it's that. And that's what they're saying, and that's what they're doing. That fills me with hope.
Yeah.
So,
fair.
you know, I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like I come back from Topolino time and you guys are like, yeah, let's bring that Josh guy back.
You feel so type of
No, I thought that was a great podcast.
Yeah. There's so many things I wanted to say. You just go to YouTube and you're just typing them as it's coming up and then
weirdly that one's got just a ton of comments. It's all me.
Well, not to kill the vibe again, but that's the show.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
It's been your boy.
Kill it.
Him, Tremayne Laughs, also known as Diondre Cole. Shout out Keenan Thompson. If you ever need anything, call me. I'm a big fan, except for Good Burger and all of your early work. But you got to where you at.
Actually, call any of us because I'm also a big fan of all that and Good Burger. So
yeah, I think any of us would take a phone call.
Yeah,
I'll take a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
If you and Kevin Hart do the Olympic thing ever again, hit me up. Everybody say goodbye, dog.
Bye.
Keenan, call me.